G'day everybody. G'day everybody. Welcome to the live stream. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being here. It's Seano again, and yes, we're here to talk everything round zero. We're here to review your teams. G'day everybody. We're here not to listen to myself, so we'll turn down the volume. There we go. But we do look like we are. Everything seems to be working okay, so that is good. Yep. So before we get on with it, don't forget, let's subscribe straight away. Do it. Huge week of videos. We're just about to release a video. We couldn't quite get it done before we started this one of me doing a draft. So make sure you check that one out. Also got some draft leagues for you guys, especially for you in this one and in that one. And also probably do maybe a best rookies if we don't talk about it enough here. Hey, Corey, nice to see you. You are the legend, my friend. So what else have we got going on, crew? So, yep, today, like we said, we're going to review your teams. We're going to talk about round zero, and we're going to talk about round one, what locks and what rookies we should have, and try and get everyone's team locked in for this upcoming round one. It is the most important week of Supercoach. So as you can see, as I said, I couldn't get the draft video out quick enough. It was taking forever to get done. So right underneath me down here, I've got two drafts. Now the number one draft is specially only for people who watch this video and the draft video. It's going to be on Wednesday at 4 p.m. my time, which probably means about 7 p.m. for you guys in the eastern states. If you want to get in on that draft, that'd be excellent. That is just for you guys. The second draft, that is one which is a public. You guys can join as well. But the public one, I just wanted to fill up, so I put it there. But I'd much prefer if you guys were in that one. And if both of those fill up, then we can do more. Just let me know on my Discord. Don't forget to join the Discord. And if you still want to put your team in to be reviewed today, I'm going to stay here until all the teams put in are reviewed. So chuck your team in there. There's still time. There's a link at the top. And the one more thing before we go on, if I get 50 likes in any of these videos, if I get 50 likes in this video, if I get 50 likes in my team reveal for which I released yesterday, my final team review video, or if I get 50 likes in the draft video, I will reveal every single change I make leading up to lockout. So you'll know exactly what my team is and if I make any changes when coming up to it. Coming up to that lockout. And the one more thing, I've taken the whole week off work. If you want to chat to me in Discord, come along. I got no life. I'm there for you guys and girls. If you want to have a chat about your team, jump in there in Discord. Unless it's like 3 a.m. in the morning, I'll definitely have a chat. And yeah, we can see what we can do. Maybe you can help me and maybe I can help you. All right, let's get into it. Gonna say g'day to Blues Baggers. Thank you. Track is a lock. That is correct. And Corey, Track will be over 600k. Yes, he will. Ranger, got your team there, mate. Nice for you to show up. I appreciate you. Appreciate everyone that's put in their teams already. You guys were really quick on that. Freddie, nice to see you as well, mate. G'day to you as well. Before we get into too much chat, I made one change in my team from yesterday. If you watched my team reveal yesterday, if not, go back and watch it. Give it a like. It's already out, I think, like 25 likes or so. So we can almost get that one up to 50 likes. And like we say, if you haven't already liked this one, chuck it in there. Get that like in there now. Make me reveal all my changes. So Track, yes, I've been on about him all season. He's one of those ones I released a video about. I'm in kind of two minds here. So I'm like, oh, I don't want him, didn't want everyone else, didn't want him to score 170 round zero, because now everyone's got him. But I actually released a video telling everyone to get him a month ago. So I guess I can't be too upset when I'm already telling people to get him and now everyone's going to get him. So yes, we should definitely be jumping on Track. He was already potential top 1 or 2 forwards and now he's going to skyrocket in price. And he showed, well, is that the top score of the round? He showed he can outscore some of the big boy midfielders. So he's pretty much a must-have now. I have Selwood and Lockie Jacks. So the change I made was in the back line. I took out LDU, even though I really like LDU. And the reason I took LDU out is because even though I made a video about him and I'm kind of bullish on him as well, and he covers me with the buys, I just can't see him as a top 8 midfielder. He could be, but I just can't see it. And he doesn't have the score already in like Goulden and Walsh for me to see. So I thought I would take him out and get who I think could be a top 8 defender, call it 6 to 8 defender, which is Jordan Clark and a McKercher. And that way, I feel like I've got rid of a player who's potentially not a keeper for a player that is a keeper. And I'll take a swing at McKercher. And if I have to go down from McKercher to a Blackiston or a Windsor, who we just haven't seen them yet, all of those are viable. And I've still got 165k in the bank to navigate. You might notice I also don't have Sam Grill in this team, who I really want. And we can talk a little bit about that as well. I've got a bit of plan for the rookies and the mid prices that I'm going to let you guys in on. And so I probably will have Grill in my team. It's just whether I have him now or whether I have him at round 2. I will, Ranger. I'll do my best to be brutal. Hopefully not just me, but I mean, not being brutal, but a few. Hopefully we get some really informative people here in chat and we can have a good discussion about it. I don't claim to know everything. That's why I love these videos, because we get to discuss stuff. And, you know, one of the smartest things I ever heard anyone said is they don't know everything. You know, the smartest people know that they could always learn from people smarter than them. And so, you know, that's the way I look at it. You guys, there's bound to be people out there in chat smarter than me, and some of their ideas are going to be good. Hey, Pure, how are you? Darren, Pure, I know that's you. I recognize the picture. So I do have Jarks and Selwood because they both scored really well. Now, unless you can tell me, we can talk. Let's talk about this now before I get into the rookies crew. We got 15 people watching. It's already 15 on the way to getting those 50 likes. So make sure you like. I've got them both in because they both got good scores in this system. Can anyone tell me someone who's not playing at the Bulldogs, who's coming back, is going to knock either of these guys out? So Jarks look good and Selwood look good at the bottom basement prices. They're going to make you money. So I did this little thing for us. All right. So here we go, my rookie data spreadsheet. Yes, Seano did a spreadsheet, and where's I haven't got them ready, but we need to do it. You know what happens when Sean gets his gets the spreadsheets out, starts and he does the. It came on the wrong screen. That's great. On the wrong screen. Thank you very much. What about now? Are you on the right screen? Can we see it? Nerd! There we go. Selwood played in the back line. He's a bit more of a mature body, and he looked pretty good. He looked comfortable there. And you know what the Bulldogs are like. They love mucking around in the back line. So here's my devious plan. Are you ready for my devious plan, crew? Should I get the Mr. Burns fingers? Excellent. So these rookies that have already played, you basically already got their score locked in. Now, I've gone which players are going to go up in round 2 and which players are going to go up in round 3. So you might also know, if we can, maybe if I pull it across a little bit, you can see my rookies as well. I've also got Carroll in, only got a 54. Now, a lot of people, you might have Grill in this position as well, but Grill is 174k. So in theory, Carroll will go up in round 2. I can keep him for the first 2 rounds, let him get 1 price rise. Now that first price rise is usually the best one. Now if he comes out and gets a 65 and a 75, I keep him. If he comes out and gets a 40 and another 50 or 2 more 50s and goes up 40k, I can dump him. He'll go up 40k. I can dump him and I can pick up a Grill or the next best rookie out there, and I've made 40k. So yes, you don't really want to burn a trade and make 40k, but in those rounds, you're going to be making trades to get the best rookies anyway. So you kind of guarantee, even with Selwood. So if I feel like Selwood is going to play 3 rounds, then I think he's almost a lock. These guys that rise in round 2 are almost locks. And you can see here that I've included a few of the mid prices, like the Buderick So he's the one that's a bit more expensive. All the others are bargain basements, pretty much prices. Round 3 is where all these other guys go up. Now, I'll put this in Discord if you guys like it, or you can just screenshot here or save the screen. So I'm thinking that, I don't know if you can see what I've written there. So I'm probably going to boost in round 1, and I'm probably going to boost in round 2. Do 3 trades, unless I don't need to, but I'm pretty sure I'll probably have to. I'll get the best rookies possible, and I'll get the best mid prices. Like, I really like Windsor, but he's not in my team at the moment, but he can be in my team. I can either up the 160k and got at the bank. I can go up from a Carroll to a Windsor. You know, I can go down from a McKercher to a Windsor. So I'm thinking that these are guys that are already played and got decent scores. They're almost a lock. There's no guarantee that a Grill I really like Farrow as well, especially with the injury to the poor kid Angus Clark. I think Farrow is going to get a lot more opportunity now. They're 170k though. I can have a look at them for 2 weeks. If I really want them, cool. Like Grill looks good, but he kind of had his position taken away by all the Richmond defenders. So Grill could come out and score a 40 and a 40. And at 170k, I don't want him at that price, even though he might have great job security. So that's my devious plan. I don't know how devious it is, my friends. Do you think that's pretty devious? But people even like Connor Buderick. I was on him already. If you've been watching me, you know he's been in and out of my team, and I was on him. But now I've got this 100 to 5 in the system. He's there. I'm just going to lock him in now, because even if it fails and he comes out and gets a 60 and a 60, he will still go up, and I'll be able to adjust down to like a Doveston who's not in the team anymore for 136. If Doveston comes out and gets a 70 and a 60, I can still make some money there. Now, I don't really want to. If you can pick the best rookies at the beginning, great. If you feel like you're got a big crystal ball and you know exactly how much the rookies are going to get, fine. But for me, I don't trust myself to pick the best ones. History says that I don't know, and so this way it's like a guaranteed free hit to me. So also people like Braun, who has the 91 in his system, is also in my team because he has that 91 in the system. But Windsor's not in my team because he doesn't have the score in the system. So Braun, I can get, because he has the round 2 bye, also goes up in this round. Same as Jager Smith. They both have the round 2 bye, and that's why they've already got a score next to their name. So I'm fine to have, I'm not afraid of Jager Smith anymore. It's fine. He'll be fine. And Braun looked good. I'm just going to put him in there. If he fails, again, he'll go up more than likely. If worst case scenario comes out, gets a 70 and 70, he'll go up a little bit and I can pivot to somebody else. I could always jump to the Windsor or the Blackistons of the world. So that's my plan, crew. I'll put this up in Discord afterwards if you want to look at it. I just think we're getting a free hit. We might as well take it. Freddie, you think the same? Buderick over Coleman? Yes, I agree there. Buderick, be aware though, even though I love him, he took 8 kickouts, but 7 of them were in the last quarter. So I'm not too sure. I watched the game, what changed between quarters 1, 2, 3, where he wasn't taking many kickouts, and then all of a sudden he started taking all the kickouts, and then they went on to win the game. So hopefully that says something. So rookies are always annoying to pick. That's right. And I hate saying, I probably shouldn't say it. I've said it about 4 times. I said it the other bit. I don't like to say I told you so, and I was completely wrong. I said Reedy would get 30 points. He got 31, so I apologize for being wrong. He actually got 31 points, but this is what rookies do. And I've still got the useless chocolate fireman sitting there on my bench anyway. So if someone could give me a better, former winner, I watched the video, the sword play video where he had Coleman here. Just the DPP really helps, but I don't know. So yeah, that was the only change to my team, crew. I brought Braun from here up to the top, and I dropped Windsor and Bont. I got rid of the Bont. I didn't mention that. So The Bont, it's basically because I needed the money. It's not because I didn't really like his performance. He rested up forward, the same as Nas rested up forward, and Bont just kicked 3 goals, and Nas didn't kick 3 goals. Bont still had 83% CBAs in the first quarter. He just rested up forward to get away from the Duntley tag, and when the game was on the line and they needed to win. So I still believe Bont is going to be awesome. He only would have needed another 10 possessions to get a 130 or a 140. The only fact he only scored 19 possessions is the way he only got 115 or whatever it was. But I just needed the money to make the whole Clark McKercher, and I can still sway getting Bont through 165k. You know, I could chuck that on top of a Walsh or a Goulden if they failed and got a Bont or whatever. But I'm pretty sure at that score, he'll need to go really big not to come down a little bit of cash. And even though my plan, if you watch my reveal video, was to jump from LDU up to Bont, I think this way, locking in a potential top 6 to 8 defender in Clark, hopefully he delivers, is maybe a safer way to go, leaving these midfield spots open for the players I really want. Like, you know, because I got Butters, a Daicos, Goulden, and Walsh. That leaves me 4 spots. Bont's going to be one of those spots. Maybe a Finn Callahan, maybe a Noah Anderson, and then maybe, you know, who's this last spot can be McCluggage when he comes back and he's cheaper. So do I want all of those guys over LDU is what I thought. And the answer was yes. Better off to leave an extra space for one of those really big dogs who playing for a good team that I thought who could do really well. What are you guys saying? Collingwood looked all right against the Saints. I tell you who I did like. If he didn't have the bye, Dan Houston looked good. And I would have had 450 once. There's another sneaky plan that I'll put you on. If McKercher fails, if McKercher plays midfield or up the forward, after Houston has his round 2 bye, I'll probably get Houston. Houston gets 100 and takes the kickouts like he did this week. I might jump on Houston. Another good look at him, but he looked good. He looked very good. Yes, Freddie, I do know the first score only counts for the 1 week and then it drops out. So, yeah, you don't really need to worry about the lower score this week. But it'll still bring people down like Bont, like Nas. Like, you can still go those guys. But they will still bring their score down. So, I mean, and people like Reedy, yeah, it's a 30, it'll go out. Same as like Carroll, the 50 will go out. And that's exactly why I'm doing the plan, Freddie, that I said. That bank the scores you've got now, get them, you know, and then I can trade out and get the money if I have to, if they don't deliver in the next couple of weeks. So that's something, if you guys didn't know, that Freddie has pointed out, you really need to take account of. These scores do only stay in 1 week. So it doesn't matter if Jarks here's got 84. If he gets a 30 and a 30, he's still not going to go up that much. And then the week after that, 84 is going to drop off. So he goes 30, 30, 30. You're not going to make much money off him. But he only needs to get with the 84 in the system. Now he only needs to really get a 50. Even if you got a 50 and a 40, he's still going to make you good money. So it is something to take into account. You don't want to freak out about the first score. But I think with this round 0, having people where you can guarantee almost a price rise. Like the Carroll 54 doesn't seem that great, but for me, I wasn't expecting much more, and I'm very happy with that. Like I said, would I prefer a Grill or Farrow here? Sure, but why not have a free look at them first? And for an extra 70k, at least this way, I get a free look at them. Hayden Young will be absolutely fine, I believe. I mean, you can't guarantee it, but everyone's got him. You just lock him in, and he's one. Like, it's one thing to fade a speculative mid-pricer, like if a Windsor or a Blackiston or something that is, but someone who's owned by, I mean, how many people own him? So we'll put Sinclair. As you can see, we're fading Nas as well now that his score's gone down. Exactly, he had a low score, so it's only going to be there for a week, but it is going to be, I might have to drop this down because I can't actually see the bar. I can't see, sorry, it's not as big, but I can't actually see the Hayden Young is owned by 50% of the competition. So fading him is pretty risky. Pretty risky. So that's what I made with my team, crew. That's the adjustments that I made. I don't like fading the Bont, but hopefully I can pick him up pretty soon. And yeah, I think this way, if I'm counting my premiums, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 premiums in my team, which is reasonable. I've got 7 players out on the buys, which is not the worst. I mean, I've seen a lot of teams with people are trying to keep it down less than that, but I honestly can't find a team that I like with less than 7 players off the buys. I just can't do it. All the players that I feel like I'm fading, I feel like will catch the players that people are picking instead. I think Nass is still going to be good, and we're still going to all want him. The thing for me is that we saw what I was worried about all preseason was that what happens if he gets tagged and what happens if he doesn't score goals. And both of those things happened, and he had a terrible score. So now I'm willing to fade him and pick him up cheaper, you know. So in a couple of weeks, unless he smashes like a couple of 160s, you know, and in a couple of weeks, he will be cheaper. Yes, like Freddie said, that score will only stay in his score for the 1 week. So if he goes 150, 150, 150 for the next 3 weeks, he'll go down probably 40K, and then he'll probably jump back up 40K the very next week. And Bont will do the same, even though Bont won't move very much. But for me, I'm willing to take a risk, see if he comes down, see if I can get him a bit cheaper. And I've always liked Sinclair, and I think he proved me correct in my preseason assessment that without Nass in the back of line, he's going to do very well. And I think it's time to go back to what my feelings were. We let the preseason sway us every year. So my preseason, before the preseason games, I was hot on Sinclair and I was hot on Petrarca. So obviously Petrarca paid off. Sinclair paid off. I was hot on Goulden, so he's in there now. And I also was hot on LDU, but I just can't get him in just for the, you know, I would have to basically drop a Goulden or a Walsh for LDU. And the fact he doesn't already have the score in the system, if it would be a disaster if I like put LDU in over Walsh, say, oh, but I don't worry about the buys. I'm worried about the buys. LDU gets absolutely smashed, or North gets smashed and he gets a 60. It would be an absolute disaster. So, you know, I'm feeling that's the way to go. I'm interested, guys, how many primos do you have out on the buys, on the early buys? Do you think 7 is too many for me? I just can't find a team. He is injury prone, but then he's already got the score in the system and he's playing a really good role. So if he can play 3 or 4 games and gets injured, he'll go up to a Bont or someone Ranger is the plan. He did look really good though, and his value at that price. And yeah, so if you watched the last video, I showed you my plan from what we said last year nope, that's my overall rank from last year. Supercoach plan, here it was. This was my plan that we did last year during the lives. Guns and rookies, no more than 1 mid-pricer on each line, 2 gun rucks, well, that one's out. No more than 550k player in each line max, and hold my primos, don't sideways trade. And that's another reason I got rid of LDU, because I didn't want to do a sideways trade. So mid-pricer, I kind of only McKercher, who is hopefully turns into a primo. I am very worried because we haven't seen him all preseason, but like I said, I'm happy to pivot to a Blackiston or a Windsor if they come out and smash a couple of good scores. I think the fact that neither 3 of them are played is fine to pick any of them. It's fine to have a look at any of them. Here, so a couple of 550. We'll call Goulden close enough to 550, and we did go more than a 600 players. So we kind of broke the rule a little bit there. We didn't go 2 big gun rucks. And here, I think everyone's locking in She's also fine, and no more than 550k players here. And the mid-pricer, well, we got Buderick as a mid-pricer here. That's one. We got two. She got three in this line, but we can also, which I don't love having three, but I think the fact Bruin has already got the 91 in his system makes him less of a risk. And so I'm kind of sticking to the rules, but not all. Holmes as a pod, I think it's fine. I hate his buy, but I think he'll be really good. I can't say your name, Calf. I'm just going to call you Calf or Fritters. You have 7 out, Corey. It makes me feel better to know you have 7 out as well. Honestly, I think I've seen teams with as low as 5. I think if you're going less than 5, you're missing out on too many of the good players and you'll burn too many trades. I think people, if you're dodging a Daicos because you just want to, do better in the buys, if you get Steele and I've got Daicos, I guarantee you might be ahead of me when we finish the buys in round 5, but by the time we get to round 7 or 8, I'm going to overtake you, or Daicos will overtake Steele by a long way. I actually asked AI, I don't have the stats here, how long will it take to overtake a players? I estimated I was down 300 points. I said worst case scenario, I'm down 300 points on a team that has like a lot less early buy players than me. How long do I overtake them? And it said by round 10. Said if your players average 5 to 10 more points than they do for the whole season, because they're a better quality of player, by rounds 8 to 10, you would have overtaken them. Nando, I mean, the game wasn't great, was it? But I still think he'll be a good pick. And same with Finn Callahan. I think he'll be good picks. I just think now it's given us an opportunity not to pick them at their current price. We might get them cheaper. So good upgrade targets is what I think. I think Holmes is a good starting pick, except for that dodgy buy. But Nando and Finn Callahan now, I think, are good upgrade targets. Definitely ones I'll be looking at. Freddie says he has 6 out on the early buys. Yep, nice. You're going Sinclair and Whitfield. I was so big on Whitfield, Freddie, for the whole preseason. Just he's one, so that would take me to 8 if I had him in the buy. So he's one that I thought maybe I'll fade him and try and pick him up a little bit cheaper and try and stick to this, 550k rule and figure that he'll come down eventually at some stage. He did take a lot of kickouts. He does have some competition with Ash and the other guy who was also taking kickouts. But he still took the most. So I'm pretty sure that Lockie Whitfield will be a top 6 defender at the end of the season. Just in case if you guys are still looking. Sarong I've just got down here in my flex at the moment. Also Murray I put in just because, I don't know, Murray or Lom, I think he's got a good chance as a second ruck of scoring reasonably, and he's a bit cheaper than Doveston, who I want to see Doveston get a couple of decent scores because he's playing that small forward role. And unfortunately, we lost the Bulldog guy who had dual position because the Brisbane guy tried to knock him out. So he'll probably be a good downgrade in a couple of weeks' time. So keep an eye on that. Jones, I believe it was. Keep an eye on that. We'll be looking to pick him up at the time. You've got 5 out in round 3. 3 are primos. This is another thing, Pure, we can discuss. If you don't think you've got any chance of winning the 50 grand, dropping a lot of players out on the one buy, like Pure said here, 3 primos is fine. You don't worry about, we're not counting, you don't count rookies. I didn't even count the rookies. I could have a lot more than out. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got 7 out on that buy, but some of them are rookies. I couldn't care less about the rookies. It's only about the premiums. Yep, you're still going to make top 18. Like I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He comes on. I got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Useless Reedy. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and I might even be able to move around to get 21. So best 18, I'm going to have 21, and I've got 7 out. So it's only the primos you have to worry about. Can I make a draft lead for 1 hour? No, because we're probably still going to be on Freddie. But as you can see, these 2 drafts are on for tomorrow. Get into those if you're not already for tomorrow and Wednesday. And then if you guys go into Discord, if there's enough people in Discord after I finish this video, if we get a minimum of 10 people in Discord and everyone puts their name down, we can pretty much start a draft straight away if you guys want. And the same, if we all agree to a time, the only thing is if I pick a private draft and it doesn't fill up, it screws it for everyone because it won't fill up and then it'll move the time to a different time. So we would need to guarantee that we get the amount of people, but I'm willing to do that after we finish this. We can go and do a draft if there's enough people in my Discord. All right, crew, do we want to look at some people's teams now? You got any more that we can ask questions as we go? We got quite a lot of teams come through. Thank you guys for doing that. Post your team here. They shot in from here. Times 3D was the first one in. Are you here, Times 3D, in chat? I know, Ranger, you're here. Well, you can always watch the video at a later date. So, you know, if you're watching this later at a later date, Times 3D, you're up for a draft tonight. Yep. So you got to be in Discord afterwards, mate, and then we can see if we can get 10 people. So, all right. So this gentleman, Times T3. Sinclair, Rosie, Clark, Farrow, Sarong, Jarks, Selwood, and Lindsay. I see nothing wrong with that defense. I like it. He's locked in the 3 guys with the score already. He's got Sinclair. He's got Clark. Same big 3 guys as I've got. Don't see anything wrong with that. I think it's totally fine. He's got Butters, Daicos. He's chucked in Ed Richards after the 144. Ed did look really good. Anyone else chuck Ed in? A reactionary, bont down to Ed or anything like that? He looked very good. He could definitely be one that's in that, top position for the top 8 midfielders. So, I think... definitely worthwhile keeping an eye on him. Goulden, Young, Braun. He's fading Parrish, so I like his cojones. Grill, Smith, Sharp, Watkins. I think Watkins is another one that I'm going to have a look at. Even if he's named, I'll have a look at him for the first 2 rounds, and then I'll go down to him from the other guy that we saw, Carroll. I'll make the money, and then I'll go down to him. Lemires, I think if he's named, I'll lock him in though. Luxury upgrade in round 20. Ed Richards, maybe by the time you get him, if he's going to be at 700k. He's got the 2 big boy rucks. He's got Grundy in English and ZZ on the ZZ top on the defense. As I said in the team reveal video yesterday, I just can't trust the rucks. I just can't pick 2 that I like. There's no one off the bye. I don't trust Jackson with his role. I want Grundy and Gawn. I've got English, but and Sherry. I like him too, but they've all got the bye except for Sherry. We don't know how they're going to score. I just don't know what to do with them. For the moment, I'm going McAndrew because I feel like I might be able to get Grundy or Sherry or Gawn in 4 or 5 weeks' time for 550k or 600k. And so only reason I like it, I don't like having the crazy, McAndrew in round 2. That could really send stuff sideways, but I just don't trust any of the rucks. Are anyone else running the 2 big ruck system out there? Any of you crew running the 2 big ruck system? Hey, Cheese, how are you? Another legend. You're all legends, by the way. Shields or Petrarca, Flanders, Buderick, Philippou, Robertson. I think that's pretty much the same as mine. Marshall, Lombard, and McAndrew. Yep, so this guy has a pretty solid team. He's gone safe in the rucks. A bit more... lenient in the mid and the defense, which I think is the way you're going to go. Hey, Shawnee, man. It's another Sean. The stream's only big enough for one Sean. Only joking, mate. Love to have you here. All right, so this is, can you, yeah, okay. So we're just going to have to, Ranger, you around, Ranger? So Ranger, he's sticking with Wangani Malera. I like it. I mean, I think if you liked him preseason, I think you can do it. I have no problems whether if you're fading him. Like I said, I kind of fell to the community in my March update. I think I put him in the team. I fell to the pressure of the community and how many people had him. But this match came out and showed me that my Sinclair pick could be just as good, and my worries were justified. So he'll be good. It's just we might see an occasional game of this. It could be the only game he has like this the entire season. And for everyone that keeps him like you, Ranger, it could be gold. You could be the best thing that ever happened to you because, you know, everyone else is going to jump off him. You've still got him. He comes out, scores 120 every week, and we're all going to be crying trying to get him into the team. Oh, you just dropped West Nash to Sinclair? You have Cherry and Jackson. Oh, Luke Jackson. White on the bench. I'm a bit worried about Jackson. I didn't like what I saw. Blues baggers, can you update me? Can they update him on MCA and Flex? Yeah, McAndrew and Flex. So Farrow, Sarong, Dirksen, you got to get rid of Dirksen. He did not play unless he's named. Even if he's named this week, I think you don't put him in. You get somebody else who's already get one of the Bulldogs dudes who's already got a score in the bank and do that. And same with Kitty Coleman. I'd probably be putting one of the Bulldogs guys that has already got the score in the bank. They cost $100,000 cheaper than him and they have the score there already, Ranger. So if this was my team, I'd be doing that. And I'd be a little bit scared of McCarthy, not because I don't think he's going to be good. As an Eagles supporter, the problem is the Eagles are going to get smashed again this year. And we saw last year, even their best midfielders, or people like McCarthy when he's in the back line, they only scored 100. It wasn't because they just did not enough score, the team. When the team gets smashed, they don't get enough points. So I don't think it's not a bad pick. I just don't think he will score enough. Dirk for Jack's good. You can't lose a defender. Even so, Pure, I think now that they've had their one game and the fact they have a round 2 bye, I think you can pick him up. I think you can downgrade on whichever rookie has shat the bed. You can downgrade and get him. And same, I'll even consider doing that with the Port Adelaide 99k rookie. Chase Jones, did he have a bad game or did he get injured? I'm not too sure, but I think you might be able to find a better rookie than Chase Jones as well. Butters, Daicos, Goulden, LDU. I like LDU, mate, and he covers the buys. So I like the kahunas on you. If I had bigger kahunas and I stuck to my word and I wasn't so chicken shit, I'd pick him instead of Walsh. Which is what, and my midfield would look like yours. So I still could potentially do that. Walsh has the money in the bank now with that score. If LDU fails, and same sort of thing as the Eagles, if North get pummeled and he doesn't get the score, that I want, I'll be a bit disappointed. Parrish, good, great. Take Uland out. I think he's got a score of 30 now. He's not going to make any money at that score. I'm not even sure if that breaks. He gets his break even. If he starts to perform, this basically means he's not even. You'll get him if next week he comes out and gets an 80. You'll still get him at a super cheap price. You get another look at him, but I wouldn't be starting you and now, not at this price and not at that current role. You think LDU is a trap? Well, he's more speculative. He's not a. Yeah, I don't know if he's a trap because we haven't seen him. He's more of a breakout, like a fallen premium. He's got the role, Freddie. He's got the role. He's their number one inside CBA midfielder. My more worried about is North going to get flogged. And with Sheasel in the team, Sheasel gets more attention. I did a video on him, and he scored the end of last season when Sheasel moved to the midfield. Woohoo, you should see how his scores were. But if Walsh had a scored 100 on the dot or a 90, I'd be having LDU instead of his spot. It's only that Walsh has got that 118 in the bank that I've locked him in. Been a bit of a sheep and followed with the rest of the community. Jackson and English, like I said, I'm a little bit worried about Jackson's role. Jackson as a midfielder is not a big scorer. Jackson as the non-primary ruck, more of just a forward with sometimes ruck, is an okay scorer. Jackson as a full-time ruck is absolutely awesome. So which Jackson will you get? We don't know. So that's what I was saying. I would love to pick Jackson. If they just play Jackson as full-time ruck, I would come out and pick him straight away and have the exact same ruck line as you. But I can't trust him. I cannot trust him. Reedy, yep. Useless as tits on a bull. Reedy, I'm going to keep on bringing those out. We've done the chocolate fireman. We've done as useless as screen doors on a submarine, and now we've got useless as tits on a bull. You guys got any others there for me? Sheasel, Petrarca, Flanders, Philippou, Marshall, Lombard, McAndrew. That looks good. Gothard at 47. I think you can find 47. I guess the theory that I said about, I haven't even heard of this guy. So the theory I said about locking in guys to score is reasonable. I guess if you're going to stick to that theory, I guess that's a reasonable pick. But I find, don't be surprised if you want to trade him. But if I'm using the theory that I used on Carroll in the midfield, yeah, I'd be putting Carroll in over Jones with that lock score. Here, have you got much other choice? Walsh has burnt you, though. Yeah, fair enough. Don't want to watch many North games. Who does, unless you're North? Hey, Bunyip, how you going? Liz, no long time. First time for 2026? Yeah, good to see you, mate. You had a really good end of season last year, didn't you, Bunyip? Do you ever really were you one of the teams that were really pushing for the top teams? Harris Andrew, three-man batch. So he should for knocking out our Jones, which you're going to have to also replace. But he'll be a good pickup in a couple of weeks' time when he gets away from his concussion. If he if he fails concussion protocols this week, and we'll be able to pick him up in a couple of weeks' time. So, yeah, but Harris Andrews tried to kill him, and now we have no forward DPP rookies. Thank you for that, Harris Andrews. Anyway, Ranger, I think it's a pretty good team. I would definitely be thinking about dropping Coleman for one of... You said you've got Jux. I would definitely be thinking about getting rid of Ewand, even if it's for Carroll. Carroll scored more and cost almost 80 grand cheaper. So, I think you can afford to put that money somewhere else. And like I said, I hope you make me look good in the future by LD going off. And maybe, who knows, if I was to replace Walsh with LDU, I would have 6 out on the early buys. I'm still pretty bullish on him, but thank you very much for putting your team in, Ranger. I hope we helped a bit. Finn McRae is still an option. If he's named, he is still an option because he's got the DPP. I really would like a DPP guy. So if he's named, he's still an option, but I don't think he's going to score very well. McCluggage, that's only 1 week. That's nice. Definitely in my sights to pick up McCluggage now when his price goes down. Remember in that preseason game, he was on like 90 at halftime. It'll be either McCluggage, a Bont, or a Ruck up in my sights as my first upgrades at the moment. All right, Finn, are you with us, Finn? Mr. Finn, are you with us here in chat? Mr. Finn has gone Whitfield, Rosie. Yeah, you were top 200. So that's what I was saying, Bunyip. I'm glad you turned up. Or Matt. We can call you Matt, I guess. We all need a bit of help, including me. So it's nice to have a top 200 player from last season here in chat, and would love it if you would join my Discord as well, mate. There's a lot of us out there that need a bit of a help in the Discord. And don't forget, if you're watching now, 50 likes on either this video, the draft video that will come out after this, or my final team review, and I will release every single change I make to my team up to lockout in the Discord. So join the Discord if you haven't joined already. Right. Whitfield, Rosie, Clark, Grill, Sarong, Jarks, Lindsay. Again, Dirksen, even if he's named, you'll be able to wait to pick him up the round after. So I think you just, because of the bye, because they're on the round 2 bye. So I think it's fine just not to get someone who's going to play here. Use him as a downgrade target. Butters, Callahan, if he didn't have the great game, but I think he's still going to be a good pick. Gee. All right, where's Ralph Wiggum? I'm going to say your name, and then we're going to need Ralph Wiggum. So, Ferranio Farini? All right, that's nowhere even close. Where are you, Ralph?
Me fail English?
That's impossible. Was that loud enough? Does Ralph now need to be louder? One more time?
Me fail English? That's impossible.
Sorry about destroying your name. We're just going to call you Finn. How's that? Neil, Neil's looking good, right? I think he's probably the lowest Neil's ever been picked as this year, and he could just go bananas. He wants to get a nice big contract at whatever new club he goes to. You can come to the Eagles. I don't care what dodgy shit he did. Come to the Eagles, Neil. Stuff Freo. You already been to Freo. You've been to Freo. Why go back to Freo? Come somewhere new. Come to the Eagles. We need a mid. We need a half-decent mid to train all our new mids. Goulden, Petrarca in the midfield. That's good. It's fine. I don't mind if you've got a Rosie or Petrarca in your midfield. Young, Bruin, Smith. I like it. Again, a fade of a Mr. Parrish. Sharp, Carroll, Blamires. Yep, looks nice. Sherry and English, the two big boys. I don't mind. I prefer, at least it's a Jackson or a Sherry, because they have you're getting away with the early buys. Again, I don't trust any of these rucks. English is the ruck I trust the most, but we need a bigger sample size. I don't think you need Duff Tyler here, even though I love him. If you're running McAndrew, I don't mind having Duff Tyler here, but I think you can go down to Duff Tyler could score what Liam Reedy scored, and he cost 70k more. I love Duff Tyler. I think he's going to be awesome, but the fact is he's a key forward and he's not going to get too many rucks, and I think he's going to be brilliant for the Eagles this year, and I think he's going to be very exciting to watch, and he will have games where he gets 60, 70. He might kick. I wouldn't be surprised if he has a game where he kicks 2 or 3 or 4 goals. He looks very good around his feet when the ball goes to the ground, but I don't think in Supercoach it's worth the extra 70k. That's my personal opinion. I was hot on him for a while, and then I wasn't. The same as I was hot on Mason Cox for a while after seeing he was almost the number 1 ruck at Freo in the game. But then there was a full-page newspaper article out here saying, Darcy's still the number 1 ruck. And I was like, shit, there goes that plan. The very next day after I released my team, I'm like, here, I'm considering this guy, everyone. They have full-page article over here, which doesn't particularly mean it's true. It is in the newspaper, but it was enough to scare me enough not to to put Cox in the bin. Sheasel, Flanders, Buderick, Philippou, Marshall, Lombard, McAndrew, and the flex. Roses at 68. Anyone else considering this? He's got it locked in. I am considering it. He does have the score locked in there. Small forward. Looked okay. Don't try, but yeah, the problem is I don't trust Reedy either, but if he doesn't play, I'll use him as a loophole. I can't tell you how much, out of all the new recruits, and I'm including you, Harley Reid, I like Duff Tyler the best the Eagles picked up. I like him better than Dersma. I like him. I penciled him in as a super exciting, fun player to watch, and I'm super excited to see what he can bring to the club. I'm just Supercoach-wise. He could also score a 30 is the problem. He could also score a 30 and might go down in money. He's just not going to score enough at 190, I don't think, unless he gets like a number 1 ruck role, which I'd love to see them give him that go, because I think he's better than Flynn, to be honest, probably already, but he's still a kid. and they're just going to play him a little bit of ruck and mostly key forward. And he's going to be the key forward behind Waterman and behind Shannon. Stick with the pack when it comes to rookies. Yeah, it does. Yeah, unless you're really, and like I said, I think locking this Roses is not bad because you're locking in the score already. If you have to pivot off him, I don't know if I had him in there. He has his buy here, so you will get one price rise out of him. If you like, if Jones comes back in round 3, and you've got Roses. Going to blow that up a little bit for you guys. Blow it up for you. So if you got Roses and he comes out and then gets a 40 and a 50 and Jones comes back in this round, will you just jump off him? You've got one price rise. It's not ideal. You want 100 to 150K, absolutely minimum out of your rookies. And I think this year you probably want a little bit more. You'd probably be aiming out of these bottom price rookies. You probably want 200K this year. Not like last year where we were desperate. We want a little bit more money out of our rookies. Xavier Lindsay, I like it, Cheese. I picked him up in my draft, I believe. He had the kick-ins. I do like it, and I think he is definitely on my radar of, like, the ones that I talk, Cheese. I don't know if you'll hear at the beginning about how I'm taking the guys like Braun that already have the score in their system, and I will pick up Lindsay or pick up a Windsor or pick up a Blackiston when they show me what they've got, and I'll boost to get them if I need it. Thank you very much, Finn, for putting in your team. I really liked it. I think it's really good. I think you can reinvest that Duff Tyler money somewhere else. I think that's fine, but I don't hate it though, because last year there was Reed, who also for the Eagles, who was also 90K, and he was a playing ruck. He played every week and he made people money. So I don't hate it. I honestly don't hate it. I don't hate it. So if you're happy to do that, you've got beautiful coverage there for McAndrew. Like, again, I should be trying to do something with my team because I'm running, the crazy ruck system. Like the team could work out really well. Causa, you still with us, Causa? Causa, the ladies' man, as he's known. Can you guys see it like that? Is that easy enough for you guys to see, or would you prefer me to blow it right up? Blow it right up. Yeah, so that's why it's kind of it's the good and the bad with round 0. Yep, you are here. 97K in the bank. Thank you for that. If I do your team, please tell me how much money you got in the bank, because it does make a difference. Sinclair, Rosie Clark, the exact same as me. You've gone the Blackiston. So, like I said, I've gone McKercher, but I think Blackiston, McKercher, Windsor are all, one of them is probably going to work out. One of them's probably going to be a disaster, and one's probably going to just be okay. That's my prediction. Like, I'm not saying which one's a which, but out of the 3, one's going to be like Windsor's going to shit the bed and be a complete fail. Blackiston, Brian's going to come back on the week that he goes to go up in price, and he's going to get dropped or put as a second ruck. McKercher's going to come out and score 110 every week, and Windsor's going to get a 50 one week and an 80 the next. Now, I'm not saying that's going to happen, but something like that is going to happen. It always does with the mid prices, and that's why just picking one of them, I think Causa is a good idea, because you can pivot. If Blackiston fails or Brian comes back, you can jump on the Windsor. You can go up if you can afford to somebody. So having all of those guys, I've seen a few teams that have stacked them, all of those guys in their team. If it works for you, fantastic. If it doesn't work, it's going to be a disaster. So, which is exactly why I changed my team. Bont, you're sticking with the Bont. I think that's fine. The only reason I didn't drop him because of his score. I dropped him because I needed the money. Butters, Daicos, Goulden, I love it. Young, Parrish, Braun, and Sharp. Are you running. Jaeger Smith in the flex. There we go. I knew he'd be there somewhere, buddy, but I just had to work out where he was. 4 rookies, Grill and Lindsay. Am I the only one considering Selwood? Can someone please tell me why isn't everybody else considering Selwood after he got a 70 for the Bulldogs? Carroll 54, like I think it's safe. He's already got the score in the system, and it will. And you can, if you have to pivot off him, you'll at least make 1 week's worth of money. English and McAndrew with the Kalani White with the loophole. Sheasel, Petrarca, Flanders, Buderick, Philippou, Robertson. This forward line is exactly my forward line, and I think the forward lines are going to look very, very similar this year. The forward lines are going to be, I think, out of the top 50,000 or 20,000 players, the forward lines are going to be pretty much exactly the same. Maybe a few of the rookies going to be different, but these 5 players are going to be in almost all teams. You want to see who we get for Selwood? Yeah, so that forward line, I've got the exact same forward line too. My rookies are slightly different, but like I said, I'll be probably boosting in round 1 and 2. And if the rookies, if Dolveston is the better rookie, if Marshall's the better rookie, I'll pick them up then. The most vanilla. But yeah, I think that's fine. It's always going to, round 0 makes it a very vanilla type. Pure, you with me? Pure. Same rooks. Yep, I've had those rooks and I've changed them a little bit. Just want to have a bit of a look. So Pure, is it better like this or like, no, I don't know. You guys tell me, is this hard for you to see like this? Or do you prefer when I really blow it up? I just need to have to move things around a bit. So many doggies to come back. Who's coming back, Pure? So this is what I asked early on. Tell me, who's coming back? Who is going to take his spot? So if you can, that's what I want to know, because I don't know. If I have a quick look at the injury lists which are out, I guess I could have looked myself. I kind of did. So the injury list, go down to Western Bulldogs. Now, I'm not a Bulldogs expert, so maybe you guys can help me. We got Bailey Dale, he's in the team. Sam Darcy's in the team. Riley Garcia, hamstring, to be. Ryan Gardner, 1 to 2 weeks. Could he take his spot? Treloar plays a completely different position, so I don't think he'll be taking his spot. Riley Sanders, maybe he can take his spot. Again, he doesn't play the same position. Cody Waitman, knee, so he's out. Zack walk out. So you got Sanders coming in, Treloar coming in. Does Gardner get a game? I had Buderick too, Corey, before he was popular. And Bruin I was considering, even though if I see Michael here from Discord, he's going to tell me that he told me to put him in. I've been high on Buderick ever since I heard of his position move, but okay, we're just going to have to live with it now. So, yeah, Pure, tell me who's taking his spot. Garcia, Treloar, is Sanders a walk-up? I guess he probably is. So, Waitman, Sanders, Garcia, and Gardner. So, I'm willing to take that risk. With as long as he's named this coming week, I'm willing to take the risk because he has to score in the system. If it fails, it fails. I'll adjust. But he's got a good score. It's in the system. And if he just plays that third game, they can come back after the third game. I don't give a rat's you know what. If they come back after the third game, he's made me some money. Yes, I had to pivot off him, but he's made me 50 grand or 60 grand. And it's not the worst case scenario, but it's not the best case scenario. You know, it's not the best case scenario. I'd like him to stay on the team for 6 weeks and make me 150 grand. But don't forget that first pay rise is the big one, especially if they're scoring more than 60. They'll go up like 60K. So if someone of those guys comes back and he gets dropped, still make 60K. Lindsay and Jakes, I should stop, even though Jakes sounds like he should be a toilet block. But sorry about that, mate, to make fun of your name, but Jakes, just pivot, yeah. So, and you should still be able to get top 8. You know, I know half your back line might be out for that round in round 3 or 4 or whatever round it is. But as long as you get 18 on the field, you should be doing that easy. Butters, Daicos, Anderson. You're sticking by your boy Anderson. I like it. Stick with him. Young, Parrish, Braun, Grill, and Smith. Yep, I like it. Nothing wrong with that. Looks good to me. No fading Daicos, which is fine. No, you're not fading Daicos. You're fading Bont like I am. Probably just because you need the money. You've gone the two big boy rucks in Cameron and English. Cameron does look okay. Again, though, it's just, for me, I just don't know what's going on. What about your rook situation? Watkins, 99k do. Finn McRae and Blemires. Like I said, I'm not too sure if I'm going to start Watkins, even if he's named, but we'll see. You've still got Reedy. I can't think of any more useless jokes at the moment for Reedy. We'll see if we can get another one by the end of the stream. Sheasel, Petrarca, Flanders, Buderick, Philippou, and Robertson. Well, that's a unique forward line. Nope, the same as everybody else, and Marshall and Lombard. That exact same forward line. So I think, yeah, and it's okay. Let's talk about. Thank you very much, Matt, for joining. There's been some really good discussions in there lately, and like I said, crew, I'm going to make myself available. I've got this entire week off work, so if you want to chat, just hit me up in Discord, whether it's your team, about your team, or a change you're going to make or whatever. And yeah, I mean, obviously, like I said, I don't promise to be the know-all of everything, but if you just want to run it by someone and get a second opinion, jump on there. And there'll be other people around, like Matt and Cheese is in there a lot, and Corey's in there, and Pure's in there, and they're there for a for your back loan or your backbone. I don't know. Is your backbone okay? Your back line, I guess you mean. Thoughts on your back line? Sinclair and Whitfield. Yes, I don't think. Well, obviously we've seen what Sinclair can do, and I think if, like me, if you already liked him, you just cemented himself in your team, and probably about another 100,000 teams, which he wasn't already in before he scored 140. Whitfield's still going to be good. I'm just fading him because of the buy situation, but I still think he's going to be good. Rosie's good. Blackstone and Windsor, you've got both of them. Like I said, I'm going to have a look at them, but I can totally understand why you've got both. They have the no early buy. They look good. They pass the eye test. They have the roles. Worried about Blackstone's job security. I'm not worried about Windsor's job security. I'm just worried about how good he's going to do in that CBA role. He's got the CBAs by the look of things. How good is he going to do with that role? But I think they're both going to make you money, just if they're going to make you as much money as you want. But considering they both cover you for the buys, I'm totally happy with that. I went the other way where I had a similar to this, but now I've got another gun and a rookie and a gun, well, a top 6 guy in Jordan Clark, I think, and a rookie as opposed to these two guys. But I think both ways are very valid, and I'm tempted to go this way myself, and I feel like one of these two guys will be in my team after next week. It's just a matter of which one. Or by the time price rises go up, one of these two guys will be in my team. Maybe even both of them will be in my team. Who knows? Your mids, yep, you've got the mids. Yep, so I got no problems with that. I think it's fine. You're going the safe option with the two big rucks, which again, and I like Cameron and English. How are you going for buys? You've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You got 9 premiums out on the buys. Like I said, I'm not too sure what's the biggest number or what's the lowest number. I've got 7. I tiptoed whether 8 is too many. I've had people tell me more than 4 is too many. So I'm really not too sure. I think this year, with there being a lot more games in the opening round than what there were last year, it's another unknown. Just like there's more unknowns this year than there has been in a long, long, long time, maybe ever, with the rucks and the round 0 and how that's going to play out. I think I know how it's going to play out. I think the people who pick all the non-round 0 players who aren't quite as good as the ones, because let's face it, the best players, 90% of them are playing round 0. I'm pretty sure that the people who pick mostly non-playing players in round 0 just to get coverage in the early buys are going to either run out of trades later on the season, or they're going to get caught by the higher quality of players that the other teams have pretty quickly. So both of those things are going to happen. That's my prediction. Now, who knows? They might just smash it. The players they pick, they've got Steele and they've got LDU and they've got, Jordan Dawson in their midfield, and they just absolutely destroy it. That could happen, and they could go on to win Supercoach. But I don't think that's going to happen. Rough looks a bit doggy round 12. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Am I missing someone? Let's put this up on the side here. You guys don't have to see it. So round 12, you got no Adelaides to worry about. You don't worry about the rookie. You got 1, 2, 3, 4. No, 3, 4, 5. I don't think 5 is round bad for round 12. Pure. I think I've got 5. I think the quality of players out on that round 12 bye, I think 5 is reasonable. I don't want more than 5, but I think a lot of us will have 5, so I think you're all right. Yeah, I think it's okay. I've got 5 as well. Like, I think a lot of people are going to have quite a few out from that round. I wouldn't like to go more than 5. Like, if you got 6 or 7, I've had a few variations on my team where I've had 6 and I didn't really like it. So I'm trying to keep below 5 in that round and 7 or below in the early rounds. And I'm not too sure. Like we said, it's an unknown. I'm not too sure how it's going to go. All right, now we've got who we got here. Freddie. Hey, Freddie. Well, I know you're in chat. If it's the same Freddie, which I assume it is. Let's have a quick look. Is that your midfield? Where's your back line? There we go. You have 15k in the bank. Sinclair, Whitfield, Rosie, Blackerson, Sarong, Jarks, Lindsay, and Selwood. Going to 2 Bulldog boys like me. I like it. You got the big dogs back there. I think that's great. Looks good. I've had Whitfield in my team a lot. I think we all forget, and I keep pointing it out. I'm going to point it out again. If it wasn't for the one game last year where Whitfield got knocked out in the first quarter and had a sub-affected game, he would have been the top scoring defender. So I still think he's going to be a top 6 defender this year as well. The only thing I could think about for some of these guys like Whitfield, or even I thought maybe it might affect the Sinclair, which it didn't, so I'm not that worried about it. But I thought maybe with the faster pace of game, there wouldn't be as many little kick arounds in the back line where, kick and mark and kick and mark. There'd be more, with the man stand, you can kick to someone and they mark, and now they have to stand. You just run around them and boot it straight down the center of the ground. I thought maybe the kick mark might have been less, but it looks like it's still there. Your team is bound to change by them. Exactly. But the round 12, Finn is the one. Your name was Finn, right? No, that's the other guy. Or Fritus is that round 12 one. It's only the primos that we're counting. So it's going to take an injury. If your Supercoach season goes perfectly, all those players will still be in your team when round 12 comes. But you are correct. Supercoach never goes as planned. And so, I'm not going to wish an injury on anybody. So there could well be injuries and you could well be off them. But you still don't want to, I still wouldn't go in with 7 or 8, because if all those 7 or 8 players work, you'll have to sideways trade your premiums or leave yourself very short with rookies on field. So there still needs to be taken into calculations, especially that round 12 one. The rest, I think you can, the round 16 is a bit rude as well. But I think the round 12 one, you just got to have it in the back of your mind. Don't go too crazy with round 12 players. Do you get points if you are the player that received a 50-meter? You get points for a free kick plus. Yeah, certainly do. I don't know if you get like a second 6 points or something. Someone else have to be let me know about that. But it's definitely a free kick 4. So 4 points, I believe, minimum 4 points in the Supercoach scoring for a free kick 4, and a free kick against is negative 4 points. It used to be 6, I swear, but I'm pretty sure last time I checked it's 4. Unfold at your leisure. Bond, Butters, Anderson, Young, Parrish, Bruin, Grill, and Smith. I like it. Grill, I'm a little bit... I want him in my team, and he probably will be in my team. The role worried me a little bit when I watched the Richmond game. With all their guys running off the back, the Banks and the Vlastoons, and, they've got quite a few guys who like to run there in the back, and they kind of took his role that he had in the preseason. They took it away from him in that last preseason game. So I'm interested. That's why he's not in my team at the moment. Him or Farrow, one of the ones aren't in my team, but I'm a little bit worried, and I probably wouldn't put him on the field for the first game, is my advice here. Just have a look at him to see what the role is. Maybe put on a Sharp or someone else for the first game. He might have reduced minutes, and he might not have as juicy a role as we hope that he has. But I still think having the DPP, I still want him, but he just might not be the really good scorer that we want. Cherry and Jackson with a Kalani White as a loophole, which is fine. Scary as hell, but you are avoiding the buys, which is fine. And they're hopefully 2 keepers. Like I say, I wish Freo would just play Jackson as a ruck, and I would have picked him straight away. Sherry, I think, going to monster the people he plays in the first few rounds. He has an awesome draw for rucks. But will that even be enough to stop him dropping in money? But the good thing is you've got the buys covered. So if he drops, he drops. And if he's a keeper for you, I hope he's a keeper. My question is, are these 2 the best rucks? If these 2 are keepers, awesome. If it comes out at English and Grundy, or Cameron and Grundy or something are the best 2 rucks of the season, at the end of the season, will you be doing a sideways trade to get them? I don't really know if I want to do that sideways trade till Darcy gets injured. But Freddie, the thing is, doesn't matter, because Darcy didn't even play, and they made Mason Cox the number 1 ruck. This is the problem. This is why I'm not going Jackson. It's got nothing to do with Darcy anymore. It's the fact that they don't want Jackson as the number 1 ruck. When he plays, he's playing an extra midfielder, he's playing forward, and he's chipping in on the ruck for the other ruck. The other ruck is the main ruck. Many times during that practice game, Jackson lined up as a midfielder, and Mason Cox was the ruck. They didn't put Mason Cox down on the forward line and let Luke Jackson ruck, which they should do, according to me, and I think they would win more games, according to me, but I'm not a coach, so what would I know? But that scares the crap out of me, because Jackson as a midfielder and resting up forward is not a big score. Jackson as a pure ruck is 120, 130 score. So, and then they're saying that Darcy, is coming back. So you wouldn't think they would play all 3, but they kind of showed their intention that even if Darcy comes back, he has to play the number 1 ruck, because he can't play anywhere else. And if Mason Cox plays, they played him as number 1 ruck. So it scares the crap out of me. Otherwise, I'd pick him. Otherwise, I would have him in my team. I love Jackson as the number 1 ruck. I keep asking my Freo friends here over in Perth what the hell is going on down there, and why the hell can't they make? And you know what my Freo friends say? They're like, we don't have any big midfielders. All our midfielders are little guys. So Jackson is the guy who takes the Bont, or the McCluggage, or the Dunkley, or the big guys in the other team. I'm like, well, that's fine, but they're stuffing up my Supercoach team. So yeah, so Freddie, it's not about Darcy at all now. It's about what position they want to play Jackson in. And if there's any indication that he plays number one ruck, I'm on there. I'm on there. But there's just been no indication that they have any idea through both reporting in the papers and actually what we saw in the practice match. Cheezel, Petrarca, Flanders, Philippou, Marshall, Lombard. Well, that sounds familiar with McRae, Robertson, and McAndrew. Like the team, very nice. There are no changes that I would make to that team at all. Like it all. Yep, there's. I can't complain. Looks like my team. If I complained about your team, it would be complaining about my own team. Sticky, you here with us in chat? Are you, Sticky? You have Buderick, just not in the photo. I think he's almost a must-have now, Buderick, from what we've seen. Even though taking all the kickouts in the last quarter, I don't really understand why you would take almost no kickouts in the first 3 quarters and then a heap in the last quarter. I'm not too sure what went on there, but if that's a sign, if they liked what they saw, they went on to win the match, so maybe he gets the kickouts from now on, and that would be a very, very juicy position for having the forward line. He could almost be a forward keeper if he gets those kickouts. Yes, you're Sticky. Oh, okay. Frittis, Sinclair, Whitfield, Rosie. Joke incoming. Yes, you're Sticky. I'll skip the joke. All right, let's move on to the team. Control myself. I'll control myself for once. All right. So you've got the two. You like me. You're going for the two Western Bulldogs guys till we see any sign that they're going to get dropped. Someone coming back. Fine. I think in my draft league I traded Treloar. How crazy is that? Everyone left him to right at the bottom. No one wants to touch him with a 10-foot pole, and I touched him, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna get you. Don't forget, crew, the draft video will come out after this one. Go back and check it out. Also, don't forget 50 likes on this video or the draft video or my update to final round video, and I will reveal every single change I make between now and lockout in my Discord. I only need 50 likes, so if you're watching the video now or in the future, like it and go back and like those other videos as well. If I get more than 50 likes in 2 videos, we'll think of something else for me to do. West Coast, yeah, every team plays in round 1. Jay Wilson, there are no buys in round 1. Every team plays in round 1. Even though, as a West Coast supporter, I probably wouldn't watch that match. I have to because I'm a West Coast supporter, but any of you other guys, I'd close my eyes and look the other way. Butters, Daicos. Did we go to the back line? Sinclair, Whitfield, Rosie, Lindsay, Sarong. Yep, we said we like it. Think it's very solid. Think it's very good. Guns and rookies in the back line. Butters, Daicos. Jordan Dawson is one player that we're not talking about him a lot, but he doesn't have the early buy, and he is a potential top 8 midfielder. So I kind of like this pick. You know, do I think you'll get him cheaper later? Yes. Do I think he's one you could probably want in your team? Yes. So, you know, in fact, he doesn't have the early buy and he's potentially a top 8. I like it. Walsh, nice. Young, Parrish, Bruin, Smith, pretty similar to a lot of us. Sharp, Carroll, Blamiers, yep. English and McAndrew seems similar to me with a Kalani White. A lot of people are like, screw you, Reedy. You might not even get your break even, Reedy. I'm going to go Kalani White and bank 20k, which the more I think about it, seems to be a reasonable option, and I'm the one harping on about how Reedy's going to score 30 every week, and I think he will score 30 every week, and I really think he might actually score 20 one week. I really think that he's not going to get his break even one week. Eagles are going to get flogged. Is it by Gold Coast? They're going to flog the Eagles in the first week. Suns, Gold Coast Suns at home against the Eagles. We are going to get destroyed. Petrarca will score 200. You heard it here first. Yes, it's going to be a brutal, brutal, brutal match. You just saw what they did to Collingwood. Imagine what they're going to do to the Eagles. It's going to be a very hard watch. If I watch that game and my eyes are bleeding next time you see me on stream, you'll know why. Sheasel, Petrarca, Flanders, Buderick, Philippou, Robertson, Xavier Lindsay. I like this pick. This is another one when I talk about the Blackiston, the Windsor, and the Lindsay. One of these guys will probably be in my team, especially if McKercher doesn't do what we want McKercher to do. He will get DPP, and he has been taking kick-ins. So I like those. I like those 3 mid prices a lot. If you want the 5 mid prices to consider, a Bruin and Buderick, which I think are locks. Then you've got Lindsay, Blackiston, and Windsor. And I think they are all the ones. I don't think I'd be going Cogs unless your plan is to jump off Cogs after 1 money rise. He looked good, kicked goals, didn't get CBAs. So he's going to have to kick goals and get a lot of possessions. But here's 320k, and he will make you a money if he just manages to get an 80 for the next 2 weeks. He will make you some money. So if you wanted to burn a trade and then go like cogs for a couple of weeks, wait for him to go up and then get in a Parish, if you wanted to fade a Parish, or again get in a Lindsay or a Blackiston or whatever, I could understand that. He's probably not going to make enough money to make it a really great idea, but it is if he went out and got 120, 120, 120, you'd be laughing. Then you wouldn't want to trade him anyway. So Sticky, I like your team, mate. Looks good. There are no changes that I would make. I don't see any issues at all with your team. Just like me, if McAndrew goes sideways, you'll have to... The only way we get out of this, if McAndrew gets injured, suspended, dropped, we will have to drop a Dawson or a Walsh or like a Daicos or, like a Whitfield to get to him, something like to get to a ruck. And that will cost, and that will hurt. That'll be 2 trades that you're burning just to get, somebody. But we're all praying that he just stays on the park for a while. Yeah, Gold Coast Suns to destroy West Coast. It's going to be Rory. It's going to be brutal. It's going to be brutal. Round 12 bye. Okay. I've still got the round. Okay, so you have... See, that's a disadvantage of Dawson. That's one of the reasons I didn't pick him myself. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You've got 5. That's reasonable. Same as me. Same as Pure. Matt, what are you... Good pick. Yeah. Matt, how many... what are you doing about the early buys? Are you going... Do you have a maximum amount of players that, like... This guy's got... I've got 7. Pure's got 7. A few people got, like, more. A few people got left. Do you have a thought on the early buys, Matt, and what you're doing and how many players primo players are reasonable to have out in those early buys? Yeah, I think Dawson's good for the early buys. He's bad for that round 12. But you've only, as far as I can count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which I think is reasonable. Sticky, nice stick. Shawnee man, Sean, I guess this is you. Oh, you've learnt me. I'm thinking you should do a Buderick down to Doveston, then steal up to Daicos. Very stuck right now. I think Buderick is almost a lock now, just because of the money he's going to make and the role that we saw. Let's have a look at your team. Let's have a look at your team and see. Sinclair, Rosie, McKercher. You're going to take a bit of a risk on McKercher like me. Grill, Sarong, Jarks, Selwood, Lindsay. I think that is fine. Guns and rookies in the defense could work out to be the best way. Butters, Goulden, Walsh, Steele. He's a non-buy player, just like I was picking LDU. I understand why you pick him. My question I asked myself was, do I think LDU, so in your case, do you think Steele can be a top 10 midfielder? Otherwise, you're going to have to sideways trade him at some point. If you're prepared to burn that trade and sideways trade him, I understand. If you don't think, if you're not prepared to burn that trade, then maybe it's better looking for someone else. You know, I almost thought that LDU in a miracle world, I was trying to tell myself that he might be able to get to be a top 12 mid, but just playing in his team. And I think Melbourne are going to get punished too a little bit this year. So I understand why you've got him. I've thought about it myself, but maybe not. You got Parrish, Cooper Lord. If anything, I would probably be going, I don't know if I love the Cooper Lord pick. He's going to be okay, but at 324k, I think there are cheaper options. You can go, or a rookie who's going to make you more money. I'd prefer if you went Lord down and steal up to a keeper. If you went Lord down to a rookie and steal up to a Daicos, I'd probably prefer that. Yeah, I got Clark in as well as Kirch as well as Shawnee, man. My thinking is I'll go down. You have 40 trade blues baggers, but you run out every year. Don't think that 40 trades is a lot of trades. Every single winner. Have you guys watched the Supercoach GOAT series where they went through every single winner in the last 5 or 6 years has finished the season with trades? If you didn't finish season with trades last season, think about that. So if you're sideways trading your premiums, did we remember, I've got it there, no sideways trading your premiums unless they're injured. That's what I wrote to myself, and that's why I got rid of LDU, even though I was hot on him. The 40 trades doesn't go very far. It doesn't go very far. So it's fine to say, yeah, we've got 40, but it's not as much as it sounds. Farrow, Carroll, McRae. Like I said, I think Farrow is almost a better pick than Grill. With the injury to Angus Clark, I think Farrow might get a bit more time on ground and he might outscore Grill, maybe. But you just might want them both. Gawn and English, gone the two big dogs. I think a lot of people are sleeping on Gawn. I would not be surprised. He still gets around the ground, all right, if Gawn is in one of the top two midfielders at the end of the season. I don't know what's going on the rucks, but I would not be surprised. So McAndrew, I would like it if you could get McAndrew on the field somehow. This is the only problem I have with this team so far, as he could score really well. He could be getting you 80s, where Sharp, I think he's more dependable than Sharp on the field. I think Sharp could easily drop a 50 or a 40. He might get a 60 or a 70 or an 80, but he could easily drop a 40. I think the McAndrew full-time ruck here is a much safer flex option. Sheasel, Petrarca, Flanders, Buderick, Philippou, Robertson, the same as everybody. If you haven't already got this forward line, if you're watching this now and you're like, who should I put in my forward line? I think since about every single team, including mine, has had this forward line, you might as well put it in because it's going to be pretty safe, you would think. Yeah, Lord, he's got a good role, but I'm just thinking, for me, I'd prefer, the question is, will he make you enough money, like, to have all three of these guys at these price? I think it's too many. Just when you've got Steele there, drop him down, get Steele up to a bona fide, someone, whoever you think is going to be, the man. If your plan was to wait, maybe your plan is to wait and then do it early on to get through the buys of Steele. Like, if you're doing it for buys, I can understand. But even like we talked to Matt there, who is the top 200 finisher last year, he said he likes Jordan Dawson. You could go Lord down up to Jordan Dawson there, and you've got a bona fide top 10 midfielder and more cash gen in the long run. Everyone's in the same boat. Yep, Matt, I think the same. Incorporating open round by incorporating opening round into the game or taking it out. Just take the scores out so the scores don't count. But yeah, maybe incorporate. Yeah, I don't know. Incorporate it in and then make it best 18 or something. You think, Rory, maybe Maybe. Yeah, that Supercoach ain't going anywhere. I mean, AFL ain't going anywhere. There's big bucks. Extra weekend of footy, 2 weekends. It's like splitting open round, like round one or whatever. AFL, anytime AFL can put more footy on the screen and make money, they're in for that. Opening round won't be going anywhere. And I know they say it's to, compete with the northern games of the rugby and whatever, but it's not really. It's just to make money. It's just to make money. Let's just face it. What's Lord's role? Lord is played a inside midfielder, I believe. We can have a look on that. I love the new footy scores, crew. I don't know about you guys, but if we go fantasy footy scores, this site is so good. So you just go to his Cooper Lord, you click on him, you get a heat map. Oh, he didn't play inside midfielder. I swore he played inside. How many? I only went to 22%. I actually thought he played a lot more CBAs than that. So that's a definite no. I always thought he was up like, 50, 60%, but he only played 22%. 26 disposals. He's all over the place. Lots for, forward of the ball. He's all over the place. So didn't really play back. I'd be giving Cooper Lord a miss myself. Looking at this is why you like it so much. You got your heat map. You can tell whether they took kick-ins. You go down here at the bottom. This updates pretty quickly. Not always during the game, but pretty quickly. So, I mean, kick-ins, he didn't take any kick-ins. He's played a bit in the midfield, but not too much. Let's see Liam Reedy's heat map. Oh, yes, look, it's pretty easy. He's only got the 5 dots. I was pretty sure they were going to show a submarine with screen doors there, but anyway. So, yeah, that would be my deviant for that team. I'd be much prefer Steele, like we say, up potentially Dawson and down. If it's the buys you're worried about, how are you looking on the buys? You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, 4, 5, 6. You got 6 people out on the buys. So you got less than me. I think 6 is a nice low number. I don't think that's a high number for the buy. So I think you could afford to take Steele. If you're still worried about the buys, go Dawson. But yeah, I think even bank the money. I don't know how much money you got left, but bank that money. You could potentially go up to a mid-pricer like a Blackiston or someone in defense if you needed to afterwards. Wooderick plays every game if he holds form. I think he plays every game anyway, Rory, as a Western Bulldogs. That's why they got him for to play. He's just got a better role than we could ever dream of. I just don't know. Do you might have watched the game? I watched the game, but Rory, you're a Western Bulldogs supporter. Why did he take all his kick-ins? So this is another great thing about this site, right, crew? So we can have a look. Bulldogs and Lions, and we go to Buderick. So we go down here, and it says kick-ins, and there's like, oh, look, he took 7. But let's go quarter by quarter. In the first quarter, so the first quarter, there's nothing there. But second quarter, so he took 1. Third quarter, he took 1. Fourth quarter, he took 6. So the first quarter, he took 0. He took 1, 1, and then he took 4. So in the total, he took 8. But why did he take them all in the last quarter? Why? What was the reason for that? Did they just want the ball in someone with cleaner hands than who was doing it? I'm not too sure. But if he keeps that, if they looked at that and said, oh, we won the game, and Buderick, was really driving off, taking the kick-ins and driving off halfback with his beautiful kick, not only he's not going to get dropped, he might be the main man back there. Bailey Dale better watch out. Do I think Hayden Young will be a keeper at the end of the year? I hope Hayden Young will be a keeper. I think he potentially has the scoring capacity to be a keeper. I don't know if he will be a keeper. I'm saying that he's not going to be. I'm hoping that he will, assuming that he won't, is the way I'm going into it. We all been harping on him about his injury, but if you go back, he played all of 2024. He's not like one of these players that, I think he played every single game 2024. He's not like one of these players that has been breaking down for the last 2 or 3 years. Kind of more like Parrish, right? Parrish hasn't had a full season. When was the last time Parrish played every game in a season? Like, I'm pretty sure Young played pretty much every single game in 2024. Last year he had his injuries, fine. So if he can come back and, he has a massive points per minute. If he plays in the midfield, gets enough centre bounces, and this is the other problem. One of the reasons I'm fading Jackson. In now, Freo's midfield looks like they've got Sarong, they've got Brayshaw, they've got Young. Now they're running Murphy Reed through there, who looks awesome, and they're running Jackson through there. They got 6 midfielders. I had Caleb Sarong in my team the whole preseason, and that's why I got rid of him. There's too many mouths to feed. Surely someone's scoring has to go down, and I don't know whose scoring is going to go down. So, I mean, if it was last year's midfield setup, I'd still have Caleb Sarong in my team. But now, I don't know what to do. So that's why I'm kind of dodging the Freo boys in the midfield. But Young, I think he has potential to be a keeper, but I'm banking that he's not going to be. Look at that map, 73%, which 78% efficiency for Buderick, you mean? Pretty nice, pretty sweet. Yeah, I mean, look, for a 200k player, I'm loving that. Thoughts on Grundy? I think Grundy is potentially the second. I think English and Grundy are my picks for being the 2 best rucks, purely on the new rules and how much they move around. I think they'll go up a little bit, and Gawn and Sherry will come down, and they'll all meet in the middle. I think they'll all average 120s, 110 to 120s. Whereas before, instead of Sherry averaging a 130 or a Gawn averaging a 130, I think this brings English and Grundy up, and it brings Gawn and Sherry down, even though Gawn still gets around the ground pretty well. Just like in general, I think the scores will come down a little bit, and the ones that it favours a lot, like English, and even maybe a little bit of Darcy Cameron will come up a little bit. I think it's going to even out the rucks a lot more. There's going to be less difference between the top rucks. So I'm still don't know that's for true. That's just my opinion, and that's why I'm scared. I'm running like a scared little boy, and I've got McAndrew at second ruck just because I don't know. I could be completely wrong there, and Cherry could come out and get 150 every week still, which is quite possible, and he's got the run to do it. McGawn could come out and get 150 every week. He's punished me before. He could still do it. But yeah, but I couldn't get Grundy in my team because I got Errol in my team. I think someone that's going to say Bailey Dale wasn't 100%. Yeah. Hayden Young rests forwards too. He does rest forward. They're all going to rest forward now. They have to. They got too many midfielders, or they're going to be taken off. So at least look at it this way. If he rests forward and does what a Bont did the other day and got 3 goals, or at least a goal or 2, that's going to be better than... Do they rest Caleb Sarong forward? Probably not. They probably just take him off for a rest, right? They'll rest Young forward. They'll rest Luke Jackson forward. They'll rest Murphy Reed forward. And they'll probably have Brayshaw and Sarong come off. You would think. So maybe just one of those guys is going to be the hard ball gets. Makes me think that Brayshaw and Sarong, even though they're slightly different players, might take a bit of time game off each other. It's so weird down in Freo. Just play Luke Jackson as a ruck and we'll all be happy. Thoughts on Jai Cadwell? Feel like he has a profile to be an Uber. Major point concerning in the midfield. Well, I like Jai Cadwell. Had him last year. Picked him up cheap. Looked up. Thank you, Blues Bagger, for making me move on. You got Jay Wilson. Already changed your team. Just calm it down. Trying to keep up with chat as well because I love chatting with you guys. I think he's a good pick. I just don't know if he's a top 8 to 10 midfielder out of all the midfielders we got. So I guess that's the best. If he dropped down to like being 400k again, I'd probably snap him up. But at his price, I think he's 550 or something, isn't he? I do think it helps him that they don't seem to want to play Merritt as a CBA midfielder. which seems a little bit weird, but they seem to want to play merit all over the place. Punishment, well, they did it last year, so it's not even punishment for leaving, but he'll definitely be leaving this year if they don't play him, you know. I know this is signed a contract, but wow, they'll definitely be leaving if it was him, you would think. All right, we got Jay Wilson. He's had long time chatter. Sinclair, Rosie, Daicos. Interesting. Anybody else going the Josh of the Daicoses in the back line? Rumoured was he was going to play mid. Didn't play mid. Played the back line. So, interesting. Kircher, Windsor, Jarks, Lindsay, and Sarong. I like it. It looks good. A bit of difference to some other people, which is, you've got to have a bit of difference. Like I said, I actually really like the look of Dan Houston as well. And at the lower price after his buy, if a McKercher or a Windsor or a Blackstone doesn't work out, a Dan Houston may actually find his way into my team. Matt, you've got 3 primos out in round 3, one out in round 4. So you've only got a total of 4 primos out, Matt, you're saying, for the entire early rounds? That's interesting. Butters, Daicos, Goulden, Young, Parrish, Bruin, Grill, Smith, Sharp, Carroll, and Blamiers. Yep, I think that is fine. Fine and dandy. Grundy and English. I was running this myself, but then I couldn't really work out a way where I get through the early buys with having Goulden and Grundy and English, and I had Bont as well at one stage, all out in the same buy, which is a pain in the backside. Like I said, if there was no early round buys, these are the rucks I'd pick. If there was no early round buys, I'd be picking these two rucks, but the early round buys hurt. They're just making it a pain in the backside. Sheasel, Petrarca, Flanders, Philippou, Marshall, Robertson, Reedy, Lombard, and McAndrew. So, looks good. I like it. I have no complaints at all. I like you've gone a little bit different in the back line. It's, if it works, it works. And, you know, everyone's team is so vanilla this year. It's going to be a lot about trading, but if you pick the player that everybody else wants and he goes bananas, nice. Total of 5. Yep. So total of 5. Yeah. And what did I say? I have 7. Yeah. I'm still, I don't know. I can't. 5 would be the minimum I could probably get to, and I would have to avoid a Goulden or a Walsh or someone. I'd have to go like with a Jordan Dawson or something, Matt. Thoughts on Sicily? He's not for me. They like to throw him forward when the game's on the line and they need goals and stuff. So he could be a very good pick, but Sicily, you know, he's not for me. So he will benefit. Yep. Yep. I mean, they said they want the ball in his hand, and they really look like they like the ball in Houston's hand. So he's at this McKercher price. If he didn't have the round 2 buy, I'd be picking him over McKercher because I've seen what he can deliver. And McKercher, we haven't seen him all preseason, so he was supposed to play a VFL match last week and he didn't play, or this weekend and he didn't play. So I'm a little bit scared. But I think if McKercher doesn't get up, I'll go Windsor. And I think I'll go Windsor over Blackstone just because I think his job security is better. That's what my brain is telling me at the moment. My brain's telling me a lot of things, and it's not always right, but that's what it's telling me. So we got Sigsy. Are you here, Sigsy? Sigsy, you here in chat? Make yourself known if you are. Sinclair, Whitfield, Rosie, Nice, McKercher, Lindsay, Jarks, the two like Selwood and Sarong. Hey Matt, do you I was gonna say, are you banking on these rookies? These rookies with the scores in already? Good read. Yep. Butters, Daicos, Goulden, Walsh, Young, Parrish, Bruin. Lindsay, I like it. Like I said, he's the other one. Like I said, I think your best mid prices, like the gentleman who had Cooper Lord before, I'd be fading him for either. I prefer Lindsay. He takes kickouts. Lindsay, Windsor, Blackiston, Braun, and am I missing one? 1, 2, 3, 4. They're my 4 favourite mid prices, but not including the Young and the Parrish. It's almost in the bin. and almost be in the same boat. Yeah, I'm not mad. I've been pretty hard. I had someone yell at me in one of my videos the other day. He's like, "What are you like?" This is about a month ago. He's like, "You've got too many people out the buy. I like your team, but you have too many people out the buy." I said, "Oh, I think it's not too bad." He's like, "Well, you might as well pick all the players." And I'm like, "Well, I kind of did. I kind of did pick all the players that I wanted." But I was like, well, "How many players do you have out?" And he's like, "2." And I was like, "2? Jesus Christ." Like, who are the primos in your team? Because I can tell you right now, 90% of the primos, the best primos and the tops of their lines have a round 0 buy. And trades, I know the gentleman up there before said trade, you got 40 trades. 40 trades don't last. You want this year, I promise, you can bag me out if I don't. When I come out of the buys, I want at least 8 to 10 trades still when I come out of the buys. And when I go into my finals and my leagues in the last few rounds, I want at least 1 trade per week. So 4 going into the last 4 weeks of the round of the season. Last year, we had more trades than we've ever had, and it was the first time I've ever run out of trades before the end of the season. So I'm not doing that this season. I feel like I did it because I was a streamer and because I was, it probably wasn't so much that we were streaming. It was more so because of the rookie and the money situation, which we had rough. But I felt like I had to trade every week. I'm going to hold the trade button this week. Yeah, I think you've got to try and get McAndrew on the field somehow. He's just going to score. I know he's got Kalani White here. He's got Kalani White. So obviously he means to have Kalani White over here. I mean, McAndrew over here and Kalani White there, which is fine. We know what he's doing. Same forward line as everyone. We could almost skip the forward lines, can't we, crew? Jagger Smith down here in the flex. Yep, I like it. There is nothing wrong with this team. It looks remarkably similar to my team and a lot of others. There's no things I can tell you that I would do differently. I would be very happy if I started with this team. Michael, Mr. Michael, loves a good chat. Mr. Michael, if you're around in the Discord, he'll certainly be around. We've been chatting it up the last few days. Yeah, neither did I, Pure, until you pointed it out. Sinclair, McKercher, Windsor, Coleman, Grill, Yarks. And I've already had a bit of a chat about Michael. There's a few things about his team that I didn't love, but he made some changes. Michael, are you with us here? Yeah, round 3 and the round 4. They're both. And now even the round 2 got bad all of a sudden too, where I had like Daicos, and then all of a sudden I wanted Houston, and all of a sudden I wanted Walsh. I went from just having Daicos to having 2 wanting 3 off in the round 2. But yeah, they really are nasty buys. Yep, I don't like it. I don't like round 0. Nobody does, I think, except for the AFL, who are rolling around in big swimming pools full of money. Sinclair, McKercher, Windsor, Coleman, Grill, Yarks, Sinclair, and Sarong. So here at 60, I think I would take a gamble on one of the other. I would go the other Western Bulldogs boy. You're saving yourself $100,000. If it doesn't work out, his job security doesn't get you can always go back to Coleman. Coleman out of 60 for 230. He's not going to make enough money quick enough. He still looked okay. He could score more than this. His role was okay, but I think I would take the money. Maybe try and get an extra premium in the back line. You're only running really 1 premium with a potential premium, potential mid-pricer, potential have to trade, potential we don't know what the hell is going on with you, McKercher. Butters, Daicos, Rosie. He's running Rosie in the midfield, which is fine. He can always swap back with Grill. Then he's got 2 and the 1. Then it's fine. It looks good that way. I still don't know if Coleman could still be a good pick, but I don't know if I'm willing to pay the 230 to see it. Jordan Clark over Rivers. Matt, I like Rivers. I picked up Rivers in my draft video. And just a reminder, crew, I have recorded my draft. I'm going to put it out, a video out. I couldn't get it done on time. After this, I'll put out a video. So it's going to come out tonight of my draft. Check that one out. I think I did pretty well in the draft. We've got the codes for the draft down there. These 2 drafts happening. Draft 1, it's only for you guys and the guys who watch the draft video. Get into that one. It's on Thursday at 4 o'clock my time or 7 o'clock Eastern States time. And the draft 2, that is tomorrow night, same time, 4 o'clock my time, Perth time, 7 o'clock Eastern States time. I hope that's correct. You'll go and look at the clock yourselves to make sure you get the right times. Join those drafts, crew. I'd love to see all you guys in the drafts. Like we said, number 1, it's only for you guys, only for the people in my Discord, and only for the people who watch this video and the draft video. And number 2 is a public one because I was afraid it wasn't going to fill up. But if you feel like a draft, get in there. And if we want to do more, we can do more. Like I said, I've got the next couple of days off. I'm happy to do chats. I'm happy to do drafts. Whatever you guys want. Basically, it's all about you guys and me and trying to get the best teams we can for round 1. So, I really like Rivers, though. Like I said, I got him in my draft. I think he could be really good, but he's a bit more speculative. I went Clark, hoping. Matt, do you have any worries about Judd McPhee and Luke, the other Luke, Ryan, and Jordan Dawson dropping off a little bit? Or do you still think that he's a bona fide, like, top 8 defender easy? I was a little bit worried. I kind of thought about Rory Laird's around the same price. Also doesn't have an early buy. I think a lot of people are fading Rory Laird or not even talking about him. And I think he could potentially, he was a top 8 defender last year. I don't see any reason why Rory Laird can't be a top 8 defender again this year. So he's another one I considered. He does have that round 12 buy, though, the round 12 buy, which is a bit more inconvenient. Said Bevo late in the game, not 100% fit. Maybe that's why the Boderick took over the kick-in role. Maybe, Pure, that's what I kind of heard too. But he looked pretty good in the role, didn't he? Maybe Bevo actually stopped doing Bevo things and say, you know, oh, look at that. That's pretty good. Where do we get up to, crew? Butters, Daicos, Rosie, Goulden, Walsh, Parrish, Caniglio. Yeah, I understand why people could do this. And if you're going to do it as a cash grab, I think it's fine. If you think he's going to score 122 every week, I can't see that happening. He didn't have a CBA role. He scored goals. But if you're planning to push him through the buys, you know, play him till he gets here to his buy, you'll get a price rise out of him, and then maybe dump him for the best rookie, the other best mid-pricer. If he hasn't gone, if he's gone 120 every week, you just keep him, right? You keep him and you laugh at everybody else. And if he gets forward DPP, which he might, because he played a lot in the forward half, you put him in your forward line and you laugh at everybody else. So I can understand why people are taking this pick, doing this pick. You're getting a free hit. If it doesn't work out, you can make some money. And if it does work out, there's a big upside to it. I'm not doing it. I've said I'm not going to do it, but I can understand why people are doing it. Braun, fine. Jones, I don't know if he's named, but he didn't do that well. So, yeah, is it 2 price rises? If it's 2 price rises, it makes it even better. So he'll go up in round 2. Yeah, round 2 and round 3. So that makes him even more a viable option. He only has to get a couple of 80s. Like an 80. If he averages 80 from now on, he'd probably make you 100 grand. 100? If you get another 120, he might make you 120 grand really quick. The question is, you're not going to want to get, if he goes 100, 120, you're not going to want to get rid of him, are you? If it was a CBA role that got him that score, I'd be a lot more interested. It's the fact if we go to the footy scores again, if you look at his heat map, it's very much a forward role. very much like a half forward role. So kicked 2 goals, couple of tackles. His score seems rather high. 22 disposals, 13 kicks, 9 handballs, 6 marks, quite a lot of marks, 2.1 goals, 10 contested possessions. So even though he must have put a lot of pressure forward then. Is anyone else considering Cogs? You've had a Cogs since first year team, but only hoped for a quick cash. He goes as he's injury prone. I might have to consider it with 2 price rises. I mean, even if you have him instead of Parrish or something, right? If Parrish fails, and then you can always pivot off him to Parrish and get money, or you can, go. I mean, it's a 9 score. I mean, I might have to reconsider it. Someone asked me in Discord today, and I said, no, I'm not going there, but I might have to have a reconsider. The 2 price rises is what really gets me. It's an early cash grab or an early upgrade to maybe a primo. If you can play 6 games, but you only really need him to play, is it the 6? You really just need him to make his buy, right? That's what you're really hoping for. I mean, in an ideal world, yeah, so 0, 1, so 4 games. If he can play 4 games, he's made you 100k. He's got you some reasonable scores on field. Yeah, I really wasn't considering him, but you guys are talking me into it. Only 64%. How exactly? Yeah, and that's my team. So I don't hate the pick. I will consider it. English, McAndrew, Reedy, Shield, Petrarca, Pickett, Flanders, Budrick, Philippou, Lombard, Robertson. Matt, are you going 2 big rucks? Do you want to let the community know? Are you going 2 big rucks? Hey Michael, how are you? You are watching. Yes, I like your team. I like your team, buddy. The only one is I still don't know if I'd be going Coleman. I did say to you, Michael, I wasn't going to go Cogs, but now that I realise, now that's been pointed out to me, it's 2 price rises. I'd be doing something more. I'd be trying to work out a way where I could maybe dump Coleman and keep Cogs and invest the money somewhere else. But besides this, I like this much better than the team you showed me before, buddy. I like it's not as mid-price crazy as your team before. I think it's a lot more solid, and I think it's going to score a lot better. Cherry, and I doubt you'll be. It's almost impossible without. You'll have to sacrifice one. You've already sacrificed Bont, like probably a lot of us had. It's hard to get him in though. Yeah, you're still a little bit mid-price madness, but I like the mid-prices that you've got. And I'd probably prefer to take a swing on Cornelio, who's already got your 122k in the bank, than a Windsor, who I really like as well. Just because he's got the money in the bank. Gardner rubbed out of the Gardner from. Are we talking about the Brisbane dude who knocked out our nice little rookie that we had there? Nice team. You know who else? I watched another video. I really wasn't considering mid-price madness, but one of the top winners from last year is going to go midnight madness. What the hell did I get that from? Mid-price madness, not midnight madness. That's what I'm making trades at midnight after 6 beers when I'm not supposed to. Good chat with you, Michael. Like I said, I'm going to be available to everybody to chat over the next few days, whoever feels like a chat. But, yep, like your team, you guys might be swaying. I don't want to be swayed too much, but maybe Cogs can fit into my calculations somehow as a money grab. So have we got Cripps for Brownlow here, Snoop Dogg? 2 seconds, guys. I'm going to be right back. Don't go anywhere. This is a great time to like the video and talk between yourselves. Talk between yourselves, and I will be right back. I'm not going anywhere until we've done everyone's teams. What's that, Skip? Seano's talking about Supercoach again. Let's go. G'day everybody, it's Seano again, and I'm back with some more Supercoach content. Today we're going to be doing our team review February update. So I'm going to go through my team and let you know what changes I've made before these preseason games start. Now before we get on with it, I'd like to thank everybody for their support. You've all been great. Thank you so much for all the support I've received so far. If you haven't already, make sure you sub. Do that right now. Helps me out a lot, and we've got some really good videos coming out, and the beginning of the season can start soon. So yeah, if you haven't already subscribed, do that right now. If you like the video, please like the video, and if you leave me a comment down below, I promise I will get back to you. Don't forget two more things. One is that we have my Discord channel where there's a really great team of people in there chatting about my team, and they can chat about your team and anything else really you want to talk about, Supercoach related. And alright, I'm back. Probably should change that video there, which is from February up there, but YouTube said I wasn't allowed to show you footy clips anymore, unfortunately, crew. So no more highlights of footy because YouTube didn't like it and it blocked my video. The last live video we did, yeah, YouTube said it didn't like it. Didn't like me showing you guys footy clips. So unfortunately that. English and McAndrew, ZZ, or I bring in Vicentini from Port, maybe run at flex, yeah. Blues baggers, we're coming to you. So this is the first. We got some here. You got some here. Okay, is this? This is you. That's the first part. All right, Sinclair, Whitfield, Rosie, Clark, Sarong, Jarks, Farrow, and Lindsay. Love it. Nothing wrong with that. Looks good. Butters, Daicos, Petrarca in the midfield. I have no problem with you. Anybody who wants to stick either a Petrarca or Rosie in the midfield to get yourself a value pick in the back line or a rookie you want, I have absolutely no problem with that. As long as you've got DPP to get him out, which you certainly want on the back line. Have you got DPP to get yourself out, blue baggers, to get him back in the forward line now that our Jones friend has been knocked out? Young, Parrish, Bruin, Grill, Sharp, Carroll, Watkins. Does anyone think Watkins is actually going to play? And are you automatically going to pick Watkins? Because I don't think I'm going to pick Watkins even if he's named. I'm going to wait to see if he gets up to his third game. Port have players coming back. Ollie Wines and so forth. So I think he'll be one that I'll jump on when his price goes to rise if it's a problem. For the moment, I think I will take somebody else. Grundy at English, you got the two big boys with McAndrew at flex. On R3, I think I'd prefer to see McAndrew at flex. If you're running the two big rucks, I think he's a rookie that can really score you good. So I'd try and work out a way to get into flex. I don't know if we can see. You got Smith at flex. Okay. We've got Smith at flex. That's fine. But I'd rather see maybe get rid of Watkins, put Smith up here if you can afford it, if you got the money, and get McAndrew down there somehow. Mid rookies do suck pure, and that's why a lot of us are going deep. In the mid prices with people like Bruin and Young and Parrish. Some will turn up. Some will be. I think we're being a bit harsh on some. Like Sharp could score better than we expect. And I wouldn't be surprised if the two... I like Farrow. I know he's in the back line here, but I think with Angus Clark out, I think he's going to score okay and get reasonable time on ground. Grill, I'm a little bit worried he might not get good time on ground. Besides that, there's none there, but they'll come. I'm sure some of them will come, but we might just have to wait for the upgrade options. Shees or Flanders, DeGoey. You going DeGoey? Does anyone else like DeGoey? I think I'm going to fade DeGoey, but I can understand why you're going there. Not a problem. Buderick, Philippou, Robertson. If this DeGoey pick works out, it'll be brilliant. Marshall, Lombard. So I have no problem with this team. It's a little bit different. You've got the first different forward line that we've seen in about 10 teams. So good for you. And if it works out, you're going to be at an advantage from every other player in your forward line. And if it doesn't, you just pivot to what everyone else is doing. 68k. Thoughts on your forward line? I think it's fine. It's okay. It's the same as everybody else, but you got Daicos there, and not a lot of people are going to go. He looks like he scored a goal. They like him there and around the midfield. I think Daicos is safer than like a Trelaw or a Sam Laylor maybe. I think, both of those guys could be good picks, but, they might not be too. On Cherry and Coleman Jones in case Cherry gets injured. I don't mind Coleman Jones if he plays. Now, I could potentially put Coleman Jones instead of Liam Reedy because you couldn't score less than Liam Reedy, let's face it. And Coleman Jones will play. Where will he play? Will he play forward or back while not rucking? If he plays back, beautiful. If he plays forward, a bit, but we saw no one could be worse than Reedy in front of goal. So the only advantage Reedy has is his DPP, which allows you to get McAndrew to the flex and out if you need to in the future. But yep, like any 119k ruck beside McAndrew named, I will seriously consider over Reedy. He's just not going to score very much and not going to get very much money. So I really like your team, buddy. I see absolutely no problems with it at all. Did we do how many buy players? You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Won't count. You got 7. You don't count Goat as a premium. Yeah, so that's fine. Same as me. I think that's good. Shawnee man, you're back again already. I did say we're going to do everyone's team, either if I'm going to starve or die, or if you're going to be like a skeleton sitting here at the computer doing teams later on, we will. 10 different teams you did. I did about 10 different teams in the last day, I think. You got Darcy Cameron and Daicos. DC means something else between me and my friends, but I understand what you meant in the end. All right, so we've got Shawnee Man again. Sinclair, Rosie, Clark, Grill, Sarong, Jarks, Lindsay and Selwood. Yep, beautiful. Like it. Butters, Dawson. You got Dawson in there. I think you will get Dawson cheaper later on, and he's a bit like what they do with the Bont. They like to play him forward and resting forward or whatever, but I think a non-early buy player that is very likely to be top 10 mids is a good pick. How can it be a bad kick? How can it be a bad kick? Don't know about a kick, but a pick sounds pretty good. Goulden, Walsh, Petrarca, Young, Parrish, and Smith all looks good. The big Gawn and English could be very good. Do we look at the Farrow, Carroll, Blamiers? What are we all going to do if Blamiers don't play? We're all going to cry, right? Bloody North. Dude, just do it for us, North. Just do it for us. Just play the kid. Cheezel, Flanders, Buderick, Philippou, Marshall, Robertson, Sharp. Petrarca's in the midfield. I was like, where's Petrarca? Petrarca's in the midfield. Doveston, Lombard. Yep. So, yeah, nice. I like this. There are a lot of rookies. I consider doing this as well to get Doveston in my team as well. But to put Petrarca in the midfield. The only problem is, how do you get Petrarca back in your forward line if you need him? That's the only problem. It'd be really nice if... The only reason I haven't done... If we still had Jones, I would very much consider it. If this is like a Finn McRae from the Eagles, I'd probably feel better because I'd want to be able to move Petrarca around. But it's not the end of the world, because if you have to get rid of one of these rookies, you just sell him and move him out. Or you can move like Petrarca down here to the flex and then move flex to there and put him on that way. So you can get out of trouble. It's not a disaster. Dawson's is your captain for the first week. I think for all of us who are not playing a loophole, which didn't pay off for me last year, so I don't think I'm going to do it this year. If you're not playing a loophole, I think you just lock in Butters as your captain, and he's got he plays somebody that you want him to play. Port play North. I think you can pretty much say Butters is going to be one of the safer options. I mean, if you wanted to, you could try Petrarca against the Eagles. That could be a safe option. Who does Adelaide? Adelaide versus Collingwood. Maybe they try and, Perryman him. Maybe they try and do the Perryman, which they, they put on Nas to him. But I'm just locking away Butters. He just looks too good, and playing North, it's going to be who I'm going with if I don't have a loophole. Cheese, you're back again. What do we got? Rosie, Clark, McKercher, Blackiston, Windsor. You're going the mid prices in the back line. Like I said, I think it's fine. Myself, I've had this. My team look like this, and then I decided I was going to have a look at them first. Butters, Finn Callahan. I think he might be a sneaky pick now that he's had a bad score, and a lot of people might jump off him or are super keen, and you'll have him that nobody else will. Richards, Goulden. Richards looks very good. Jai Cudwell. So it's an interesting and different midfield. It could really pay off for you. It could really pay off for you, Cheese. It might hurt too. The only one is Cadwell, which I don't know if he's a top 10 mid. These four are very high likely being a top 10 mids. Cadwell could be, but might not be too. But he doesn't have an early buy, so he gets you through. And if he plays like he did in the second half of last season after he came back from that injury, he played very well. It could be a sneaky nice pick, and every once in a while, it's good not to go too vanilla. Chase Jones, are we still thinking Chase Jones? Like I had him and then I took him out for some reason. Walsh against the Tigers. Yeah, Walsh forced his way into my team, Matt. Yeah, I didn't really want to take Walsh, but he forced his way in. Worst pick than Reedy in that time. Oh, there's been a few. Oh, what about Paris? Hey, Paris, how are you, mate? I didn't even see you there. Another high performer from last year as well, right? Paris, where did you end up at the end? You had a very good year as well, if I remember. Welcome back to the chat, mate. It's nice to see you. If you haven't already joined the Discord, we really appreciate you joining as well, mate. You could really give the community some good insights. Last year, we had people that went backwards. Now, there was the sub rule in there, but I literally had people who were basement prices, like 150, and lost money. That's the first year I've ever lost money off a rookie. Reedy could lose money this year. Might be Essendon bias. I think Cadwell showed he can do it. Don't get me wrong. And as long as they're not going to play Merritt as the number one midfielder, he's the number one man, right? Him and Parrish, they have to be the number one men. They're both held together with sticky tape, but, these two are the number one men. I think Merritt should be your number one man, but they seem to want to play him all over the field. So as long as those two are getting all the CBAs, I don't think it's a terrible pick. English, McAndrew, ZZ. The timeline, according to injury list for, if you believe the injury list for Brisbane, for Sam Draper, foot 1 to 2 weeks, which makes me think with them having the buy in round 2, he might not go up in price before it drops. I still could pick him over Liam Reedy with how useless he is and just hope that he goes up in price. I think they'll still play Liam Reedy, but he is absolutely terrible. Really, especially even in front of goals. He doesn't even look like kicking a goal. to get track. Deb Robin, he should get DPP to get tracked back in there. Yep. And anyway, you can, even if these rookies make their money and you sell them, you'll get him back in there. And don't forget, you can still get him back in there by working it through the flex. So you will be able to. You might have to be selling a rookie somewhere, but you should be able to get him back through the flex. You finished 144 overall, crew. So this is what I was talking about when I said we had some very good people come and hang out with us during the live streams. So some very top end players. And as we go through the year, we'll be doing probably a live stream, probably at least once a week, if I can. And if you've got questions or something, these guys are really, really informative. Yeah, and Paris, I would love it if you joined the Discord as well. We would love to hear your opinions on some of the things out there. I know you're probably a busy man, but please do that if you haven't already. Anybody else, if you haven't joined my Discord, get in there and join now. And don't forget, 50 likes on this video. I release every single change I do between now and or the lockout. And 50 likes on this one, or the one coming out after this with my draft, or the one we put out yesterday of the final team reveal. 50 likes on any of those, I'll reveal every single change that I make. Subscribe, like, and do all that business. Now, if you are watching, is there anyone watching at the moment? It's only 7 of us apparently, but they're quality people. There's a quality 7 watching now. That's what matters, isn't it, crew? It's the quality, not quantity. Isn't that what they always say? You're listening? All right. Well, that seems to be everybody's team. If you still got your teams there, we've still got time. I'll flick back to my team. If you just joined and you haven't seen my team at the moment, Sinclair, Rosie, Clark, McKercher, Lindsay, Jax, Farrow, Selwood, Butters, Daicos, Goulden, Walsh, Young, Parrish, Braun, Smith, Sharp, Carroll, and Blamiers, English and McAndrew with the useless Reedy, and Sheasel, Petrarca, Flanders, Budrick, Philippou, Robertson, which was by far the most popular forward line that we saw. Sarong, I've got him in my flex. Murray, if he's got that second ruck role, I think he can score okay, better than Reedy anyway. And he might get DPP, and I'll be able to use him instead of Reedy. So this is a case where maybe I could take a risk here on somebody else, on a ZZ or a Coleman, something like that. Okay, crew. This is your first time, Jamie, first time doing Supercoach. Any questions or anything, mate, ask away. And one thing, you're a lot ahead above the other people watching who's their first time, because you are watching people like me. I think, do we have a bit of a delay? Seems like there's a little bit of a delay, but not because I'm good, but go ahead and watch a lot of people. You'll get a lot of teams are very similar, like we saw now. We've seen all these forward lines are basically the same. So you just pick a very similar forward line. Pick similar rookies to the ones you see the other players who are streaming pick, and then just pick your, when it comes to your premiums, pick who you like. And that's a great way to get a competitive starting team if you're a new player. Go and watch a few streamers, pick the rookies, choose a couple of their mid prices, and then just slot in your own premiums. You feel we're neglecting 2 rucks? I feel like I'm neglecting. This team shit scares the crap out of me. Paris? This team with no 2 rucks scares the crap out of me. I just can't find a ruck that I like, that fits with the price I like, fits with the buy structure I like. I just can't find one. So this, and obviously my only plan, this is why I've got 165k in the bank. And I would probably recommend this to, if you're running this super risky plan like me with McAndrew here and no, Reedy, the only one you can cover, have some money in the bank, because if Reedy gets injured after the first week, I'm going to have to get rid of Walsh or a Goulden or a Clark, and put that money on their head to get a Sherry, a Gorn, a Jackson, a Cameron. It's going to cost me at least one, potentially two trades to do it. If you're going in and you've got 5K in the bank and you're running like this and the shit hits the fan, you're probably going to have to boost and drop at least 3 trades maybe to get out of it, which could be a big problem. No, not at flex. If you said you had him on the bench, Jamie, I'd be saying that's a waste of money. The good thing about flex is he comes on and so you know how it works, right? So you get the best. The flex player will take over whoever scores the lowest score. So if I've got Philip who scores a 15 because he got concussed in the first quarter, and you got DeGoey who gets a 80, you automatically get 80 on there. So it's like a free hit, the flex position. So if most of the time, it would depend on what the rest of your team looks like, Jamie. If you wanted to put your team in my Discord, we could have a look at it. I'm quite happy to have a look and have a chat about it. More happy to do that for you. There's no judging here, mate, even though it's only your first time. We're here to help. We're not here to judge. I'm not going to laugh at your team or anything like that. All I want to do is help. So you're more than welcome to jump on my Discord and chuck your team in there. We'll have a look. It'll depend on what rookies you are running. If you're running like a whole team full of mid prices, then maybe it's a waste. But you can either have anyone in your flex. You can put your best player in flex. I could put Tim English in flex if I wanted to, or I can't at the moment. But I could put Sinclair in flex, and it makes zero difference because I'm still going to get his score anyway. So it's just like a free hit. And basically because I assume they brought it in because so many times someone will get injured in the first quarter, and then you would lose your league match or your team would suffer, and you basically just got a little bit unlucky. And it kind of sucks where you have you pick a really good team and everything's going right, and then you just get unlucky because some idiot like the Brisbane dude knocks out your player after 5 minutes. And next thing you know, you've got a 5 or a 0. Was it last year where someone got a 0? I think they got knocked out before they even, or like a 1. They basically ran out of the field, ran down the other end, and then got knocked out or something. And it was like you had it the year before would have been when there was no flex, and so you have like a 1 counted in your team score, which that really hurts. So I love the flex. It just stops a little bit of the luck out of it and puts a little bit of, if you've picked a nice good team, then it should be fine. Got anything else that we want to chat about? How long have we been going? We've been going a couple hours, crew. We've got some really good people here in chat. Anyone else want to chat anything about it? While I've got both you, Paris and Matt, while I've got you guys in there, early on, I don't know if you guys were here to see my rookie. What do you guys think about, are these rookies that have already had their score and going to rise in round 2? And I probably should include Cogs here as well now. They're almost like must-haves, because even if Carroll comes out and doesn't do so great in the next 2 rounds, he's still going to go up 1 price rise. So you're bound to be pivoting off rookies you don't like to the rookies that look like they're really good in rounds 1 and 2 anyway. So even if he makes you 50k, it's better than an unknown of like a Sharp or someone. If you started a Sharp over Carroll, but Sharp comes out and gets you a 30 or a 40, does that mean, that these guys are pretty much must-haves? And same with the 2 Best and Bulldogs guys. Unless you think they're going to be dropped, which some people said they think that maybe Selwood is at risk. I kind of thinking that it's almost like a free hit. If it works, great. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You don't have to worry, which is some of the reason I'm dodging some of these mid prices that don't go up to round 3. But with that, I'm really considering Cogs now, just because I know there's 2 price rises. If I was to go Parish the Cogs, I kind of know what I'm getting. 122 is locked in there. He just has to play the next few games and his money goes up. If Parrish came out and smashed a big score, I could potentially get on him with my 179k from like someone else. Maybe I can get up there from a Sharp or somewhere if I desperately needed him. Maybe McKercher fails and I go down to Windsor and I get him then. Maybe I can put Windsor in my team now as a less risk option and still have Parrish in my team here. What do you guys think about that? Do you think that those rookies are pretty much must-haves because they're like a free hit? Or do you think, would you prefer a rookie that you feel like is going to score more overall? Yeah, DPP players in your flex are really good, Jamie. At the end of the season, during the season, it's really nice to have them there. But it just, flex stands for flexible, and that's exactly what it does. Job stability, especially through the buys. Job stability, okay. Around the same money, Buderick, Brune, Laylor for flex for you. Yeah, I had it doesn't really matter who you put there, right? It doesn't matter who you put there. It's really about how your team lines up and which rookies you've got and what line, depending on how you go. If you need an extra forward, here I need an extra defender spot, so he's there. Maybe like if I wanted to get Doveston on here, I could have Doveston here and have an extra mid. Young would be one to get rid of. I think Young has got less chance of getting injured, touching some wood now, and he's got a higher scoring potential than Parrish. So I don't think I can get rid of Young, Michael. If I'm going to dodge one, I'm going to dodge Parrish. What's the buy? What's the buy? No buys for Freo. No buys for Essendon. Yeah, that's the whole point. I don't need the extra money. And I'm more bullish on Young than Parrish, to be honest. I know it gets me a little bit more money. Same as Carroll and Sharp. Yeah. So I think I might just do it that way. And I don't know. I could even go, because I kind of feel like Windsor is, if I'm going to take a risk on McKercher, I've seen Windsor's role. I've seen him play it all pre-season. If he can actually touch the ball, we had the laugh in the laugh live stream. The first practice game he matched, he got 1 million centre bounces. He just didn't touch the ball. He just never got any of the ball. The second practice match, he got 1 million centre bounces and he got the ball a lot. So which Caleb Windsor are we going to see? Looks like we're going to see the one who gets a lot of centre bounce tendencies. Is he going to be the one who gets the ball a lot, though? But I think at that cheaper price, somehow I could potentially work my way. Like maybe if I put Farrow down here, I could potentially have Parrish here instead of Farrow. And then I could drop down to Farrow if Parrish fails. Do you guys think that looks a little bit better? How do I plan to deal with it? I'm just going to have to suck it up, Paris. Going to have to suck it up, Paris. There's nothing I'm going to be able to do about it. He could. I have no doubt he could, and I have no doubt that Gawn could, and I have no doubt that Grundy could go 150 either. I kind of expect one of them will. I like English, and he's 60 grand cheaper, and I think the new rules fix him. New rules do help him more than any other ruck out of the big boys. So that's why I've got him. But I don't know, Para, what I do. If I have to just suck it up and hope that I can get him later on down the track, or that he has a bad game or whatever sooner or later. I'm going to have to live without it. I'm just going to have to live without him. And the same with the Gorns and that. If they come out and they smash even 130s are going to hurt, a constant 130s or so. And my like Walsh or something I've got accepted sits at like 105, 110s. I'm going to learn. I'm going to learn my lesson the hard way that the new rules don't affect the rucks very much as we thought, and that we should just keep on picking the two big guys. But I'm prepared to risk it at the moment, just because I'm so indecisive about what to do. Now, who's the mid-price madness? It is, Michael, isn't it? I told you. I said you'd say this. It's just the guy. It's the money. It's the money that really appeals to me. I could see. I don't know. Can anyone do the math off the top of their head? If he goes at 90 for the next few games, how much money will he go up? And the other thing with Cogs, if they swap him to the forward line, he could potentially be a keeper in the forward line. You know, if he's got that role and he's playing that well, you know, he could potentially be a keeper. We know he can go big from previous times. He's not playing in the only thing, if he was a centre bound CBA midfielder and he got the score, I'd be all over it. But the fact he took 2 goals and was more like a pressure high half forward makes me think that this score could fluctuate quite a bit. He could easily get a 60 next week or a 70, and then I don't know if he gets 60, 70, 80 like the next 3 weeks, I don't know whether it's again a good pick or not. Ask ChatGPT. We might ask ChatGPT what they think. We can. Let's see if it lies to us today. I use Gemini because I used to drive a Gemini when I was younger, so that makes it a better AI, right? Sometimes it lies to you, know. Let's see if it lies to us or not. We might do a rookie prediction video too, and we'll definitely use AI in that. If Stephen Cleo goes at an average of, let's give him 80, of 80 for how many more games? Round 1, round 2, round 3, for 3 more games, with his round 0 score of 122 in Supercoach. Let's specify that. What will his price rise to? I just got a feeling this is just going to be so wrong. If Stephen Caniglio continues this form and averages 80 over the next 3 games after his round 0 score of 120, he is on track for a massive price rise. Caniglio started the season at 321. They've got that correct. Usually they get that wrong. So if he goes at 80 for the next few games, he'll have an average of 94, it's saying. Saying he'll have an average of 94. Estimated new price 480 to 495. So 150k or 160 to 175k if its figures are right. So 160 to 175k, that's what you want out of a rookie. So that would be very reasonable. If he could get 80, 80 and 80, you'd be very happy with that. Cogs or Tony Green, Paris? Never again. I don't give a shit how many CBAs Toby Green gets. I'm never picking him again. burnt me so bad. Yes. Lucky, yes. Someone, I'm looking at you, someone suggested it to me. Yeah, it's last year. Never again will I go Toby Green. Funny though, Paris, I drafted him in my draft league. So never again in Classic, but I'm dumb enough to draft him again in my draft league. So maybe I didn't learn my lesson. I don't think I did learn my lesson. You need to include Cogs as break even. We don't know his break even. 59, but he won't go up next round. It's so it should be able to calculate what his break even is, right? Let's see. Okay, let's see what it says if I say that. After the 122 score. So, like I said, sometimes they're dumb. Sometimes his AI is dumb. So we'll see. We'll see. After his 122 score, his break even is 59. Are these figures above correct? Thinking about it. All right, it seems to think it was correct. So is the 59 correct? Yes, 59 was roughly his price stat average since he started at 321. He's banked 120. His actual break even for Brown Weaver much below lower. Yeah, by the time he gets to round 1, it'll be much lower. It'll be like, if he comes out gets 80, it'll be negative 15, negative 20. If he goes 122, 80, 80, 80, after round 2, his price will be 149k, and then he'll jump to 540k. Once that, I don't know. I don't know. This is a lie. Because Tom Green is out, Cogs attend to 85% of the centre bounces. He did not. So an average of 80 might... He did not. You liar. You liar, AI. He did not. I can tell you right now that you're lying about that. Centre bounce attendances. He doesn't even make it. He didn't even make it on in town. He didn't even make it on. So CBAs, he didn't even make it on there. Where is it in here? Again, guys, this is just an awesome site. If you're not already using this site, kick-ins, contested, serious, it's not there. I know, I thought it was there, but I can't see it. I do have my glasses on, but I still can't see it. But down here it says sent about its attendances. He doesn't even make the top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He doesn't make the top 6. Maybe by quarter. No. There, he's got 15% in the third quarter. And that's it. You lie, AI. Gemini's tripping. See, I told you, sometimes it lies. You got to keep your eye on it. How can you join your Discord? It should be pinned up the top there, mate, but I'll give it to you again. There should be at the top of chat a pin for Discord. I'll also put it down the bottom, but I'll give it to you right now because you are a legend. Expire never, which you have to change every time, which is super annoying. There is a link right there, buddy. Would really love to have you in the Discord. Don't forget, crew, while we're there, if you're still watching now, well, you might as well you might as well go ahead and sub and like and leave. Well, if you're watching in the future, you can leave a comment and tell you what you think. Should I be putting Caniglio in my team? Have I been conned by chat, or have chat helped me? Has chat helped me out, or has chat made me do a risky maneuver? So I don't think it's too risky, actually. I think having Caniglio in instead of McKercher, I've already got the score locked away. There's no guarantee McKercher's going to come out and score 122 the first round, right? And if McKercher costs more, cost extra 100k more. So it's harder for this to go sideways than the McKercher pick. The only problem is if the Windsor pick goes sideways. I guess, well, we've got Windsor, we got Lindsay, and we got Blackiston. How much money do I have in the bank? I still got 174k in the bank. And we got Parrish. So we still got plenty of money to get around. So yeah, I kind of like it. Find a way to score anyway. He seemed to, didn't he? And that's even with the goals, it looks like the pressure acts and the gold assists helped enough. And they're going to be a good team, GWS, you know. So I think it's worth taking a swing. It's worth taking a swing, I think. It does mean I get getting another buy player in my team, but he's not a primo, so it's not really that much of worrying me. You need to include every little detail. You do. Add in green. So Paris, there it is. Anybody else? I don't think anybody else has put any teams in since that. Yeah. So I think we'll call it. That's a couple of hours, crew. That's a pretty good chat. I need to get this other video out. We got so close to getting it out, and then we had to cancel to get this one we had set on a time. Clary, I think Clary could be as well. He looks okay, but at 500k, he might be on the... Like, I don't think Canelio's too a risk at 320 and with a score in the bank. Clary at 500. Which Clary are you going to get? But he could be really good. He could be very good. He's definitely a very reasonable price. And if he shows, if you have to jump off somebody else and he shows it in the next match or two, or if he shows it in the next match and you have to get off somebody else, then yeah, maybe he can certainly be an option. Now, as usual, crew, like we said, like, subscribe, and leave a comment. And I like to go through and thank everyone I can in chat. So we're going to do that now. If you watch the video, don't forget 50 likes on this video or on my next video coming out, which will be the draft video. Get in those drafts. If you're not already in those drafts, come and draft tomorrow and the day after. And also the draft video coming out, and my team reveal video, which we've obviously changed the team for this, but I still wouldn't mind if you watch it. You can still go back and watch and see what differences my team had. And yeah, it's 50 likes and out of any of those 3 videos, and I will go through and tell you every single change that I will do in my Discord. So you got to join the Discord to get that, but yeah, every single change I make. So when Caniglio goes out and goes back in and goes back out, you'll know before lockout. I might not tell you every time, because that'd drive you crazy at 3 o'clock in the morning if I'm doing changes. But before the lockout comes, you will know the team that I'm going into that lockout with. All right, Matt, thank you for the advice, Matt. You are a legend, so I'm going to take your advice. Cheese, Paris, thank you. Imagine winning Supercoach with McAndrew round 2. I can imagine spending that 50 grand if I keep awake at night. I'd probably get a few more subscribers if I won the 50 grand, wouldn't you think? Did very well in subscribers, though, this year. We were aiming for 300 before the beginning of the season, and we smashed that. And we're up now. We could probably try for 400. So, you know, like I say, if you watch this in the future, try and get me to 400. That would be, in only my second year of doing content for Supercoach, that would be amazing. More than I could ever expect, and I am super, super thankful. So let's go through a few thankfuls. Thanks, Cheese. Thanks, Paris. Thanks, Matt. I'll call you your full name of Bunyip Tiger Matt. Cheese. Thanks, Cheese. Michael, Rory. Very sorry if I missed you. Jamie Bryant. Like I said, Jamie, if you throw your team as a first-year player into my Discord, we got some very good players here. We will help you out. The Shawnee Man, Pure, Blues Baggers, Blues Bagger. Who else have we got here? Jay Wilson, thank you very much. Everyone, again, thanks for putting in your teams if you put in your teams. Mike Val Blue. I am doing team reviews, Mike. You could have chucked it in there. Sorry, I missed your comment when I said it. Probably talking too much. Seano doesn't talk too much. Thoughts on Grundy? Yep, he was really good. Looks really good. Crap buy looks good. I think I said that. Fritas, thanks for putting in your team, mate. Freddie, thank you for putting in your team too. Thanks for being here. Hopefully one day I'll get so popular this will take me forever to do this. Ferrarini, the guy whose name I couldn't say, and so he got out Rangatank. Thanks for putting in your team, mate. We got out Ralph Wiggum for that one. Going up. And Jay Wilson, did I say you? All right, crew. That is everyone that I could see. Cheers so much. Please check out those other videos. Please give me those likes. Surely you guys want to see what I'm doing right before the manic stations before the lockouts. After teams come out, should be pretty interesting too. We might even do a stream on the night, Wednesday night after teams come out, just to assess those. It could even be a live stream. That might be a good one if you guys are up for that. A live stream after the teams come out on Wednesday to have a bit of a chat about them. We could do that. Otherwise, I will talk to you all again very soon. I hope you all have a great day.